Hello, hello everyone. This is a test of the audio. If you can hear me, hit 1 in chat. If you can't hear me, type 2. And either way, leave a like on the stream, share it with some friends now as we're about to get started, or, I don't know, do a headstand. Whatever it is you want to do. Not sure what that might be. It's your initiative. Lowering the music slightly in an abrupt fashion. Is that better? If you think the volume is good, hit 1. If you want me to raise up the music, hit 2. If you want me to lower the music, hit 3. If you want to pay respects to Dolly Parton, do so now. All right, everyone. We're about to get started. Get yourselves comfortable. Because, oh damn, are we in for one hell of a ride. And I forgot my lights again. I do love that. Forgot a key element of the stream. I love it when I forget to do things that are important. 1 sec. Up, super chat coming in. Up, it's not playing though.
At Nick Wolf 3885 super chatted $2. Mazes and Monsters is a far out game. _ Crim.
Yeah, Mazes and Monsters is a far out game. Oh, sorry. This is not supposed to be done during the stream. This is the stupidity I'm supposed to be doing before I get started. But apparently I forgot to put the lights on. 1 second. This is called being dumb and not prepared for stream. There you go. That's way too close. Get over here. Okay. We're good. We're good. Yeah, there we are. Don't you love when you forget a key element of actually doing your job and then you realize, oh yeah, I should light the scene correctly. That's always fun to do on stream. Oh my goodness. It's your brother's birthday. That sounds awesome. Do that. That's way more fun than what we're doing. Getting food with family, that takes priority over watching a stream. Guaranteed. Have fun with that though. That sounds fun though. Whoever this stream's about would hate Hellraiser. Helltaker? Yes, I almost said Hellraiser for a second there, which they would also hate for very obvious reasons. Welcome everyone to another stream. One I should have prepared for better by actually getting the lights right. But okay, we're here. That's all that counts.
At Parapa Power super chatted $1.99. Rip Dolly. Just curious, ever been to Dollywood?
I have not been to Dollywood, unfortunately, but I would like to go. R.I.P. Dolly Parton as well. 80 years old. It's a shame, you know, people... It always feels like the best people get taken too soon, doesn't it? Very depressing. Yeah, we're probably gonna mention Dolly Parton more than this. I'll be honest, I'm not a huge country music fan, but I've always liked Dolly Parton. You know what I mean? Like, which I guess is like kind of the unifying power of Dolly Parton in general. Just across the board, like just one of like the best human beings, I think, really. Period. Like that's, I think, like everyone. Like she seems like universally beloved. I don't know a single person who hated her. Like outside of maybe. Yeah, I know. If you're finding out that Dolly Parton died from this stream, there should have been better ways of you hearing about it. But no, Dolly Parton did pass away today. It's really awful. Yeah, working 9 to 5. Unfortunately, I feel like if I start singing any Dolly Parton songs, A, you'll hear that my singing voice is actually really terrible, and B, this stream will get copyright struck, so we can't do that. What we can do is talk about the Satanic Panic and the horrors that await us on the internet. Yeah, her husband, I think, like 50 years passed away. I think a few, like, I forget how long ago it was. But, yeah, that was fairly recent, too. Been to Dollywood while passing through the area. Very nice theme park. Yeah, no, I hear you. Her husband died last year. Okay, that confirms that, then. On a lighter note, before we get into the hell of it all, I was actually just watching before a video from friend of the channel, Kiki Mation, talking about the Godzilla toys at McDonald's. And I gotta say, have you all seen these McDonald's toys? It's a great collaboration. I gotta get an image of this up so you can see all this. But it's a very creative... Oh, super chat?
At Cartoon49 super chatted $5. As a leftist Christian, go to affirming, accepting LGBTQ church. I enjoy Hazbin Hotel.
Hell yeah.
What's your opinion of those who are progressive Christians?
I have a strong opinion of progressive Christians. I think Christianity is... I think I should mention this right now. I'm not sure if people get this impression about me or not. I'm not an atheist or anything like that. I come from a Catholic background. I believe in, Catholicism and all that. So I also identify as a progressive Christian in that sense. So I respect that deeply. My opinion is very strong. And I've spoken to people who are peers who are atheists, and we respect each other, I think.
At user
it's not like we're being
_225_CCC super chatted $1.99. As a Christian, we don't clam him. Yowie Antfic FTW.
That's coming. I want to include that on my next video in the end credits. User 225, you know what you did. It's coming. That's coming. Yeah, this will probably be a little bit of a chiller stream today. It's not going to be super intense, especially considering we just had like a massive video come out. That's going to be a big one. But yeah, these Godzilla Happy Meal toys, it actually makes me want to go to McDonald's to get one of these. Because, like, as a Godzilla fan, and as someone who likes Hello Kitty, wow, Papa Snowflake, 20 memberships. That's incredible. Wow, that's amazing. Y'all are too much. That is incredible. I'm going to let all these play through because that is a generous, generous, generous gift. Wow. Thank you so much. That is incredible. It's all going to start piling in, so you'll get your moment to shine right here. I'll keep talking as it comes because you'll get your moment on screen, but thank you so much. It's very generous. If you're a member of the channel, you can access our exclusive Discord, which is exclusively behind a paywall. I will be posting the link again. I know I was saying I wouldn't because of the people sharing the link, but I don't care. I'm going to do it again because that's incredible, and I want you all to have a way in. Links will be limited, though, so I'm going to post a couple links over the next couple of days, but they are limited in how many they let in because people have tried to share the links, which is not cool, but I digress. But yeah, no, so looking at these, we got some really cool, now, I have to admit, I'm less familiar with Hello Kitty, but I'm more familiar with Godzilla. I really want to get, if I could get any of these, I think the Destroyer one is such a, like, ridiculous looking design. Like, Cinnamon Roll here is, like, so goofy. Also, kind of dig the Pom Pom Purin as Gigan. I love that. And Space Godzilla, love that. And, of course, you gotta have Hello Kitty. Now, my favorite Godzilla monster, personally, has always been Mothra. I've always loved Mothra. Mothra, one of the things I loved about Godzilla X Kong, The New Empire, was that Mothra was a key character. And that's one thing I really like about that movie, that Mothra comes back. Spoilers for a movie that's 2 years old. I adore Mothra so deeply. As a character. And it was one of the first Godzilla films to come out when, for those who don't know, my channel some of the first one of the first videos I put out in the channel was talking about Godzilla -1. Not well, I want to add. I did a very poor job at it. A lot of my early videos are very unrefined in terms of discussion. But I'm excited to do some more Godzilla films, hyping up both Godzilla -0 and the new Godzilla remaster of Destroy All Monsters and Godzilla Supernova. I'm going to do some Godzilla content about that coming up, so I'm excited about that. So yeah, we have that coming up, which is going to be great. I'm excited. Chat, which ones do you want, chat, the most of these? Which Hello Kitty McDonald's toy gets you the most excited to run off and buy overpriced fast food? God, those McDonald's is expensive. Super expensive. Damn. Blu-ray copy of Shin Godzilla, great choice. Love Shin Godzilla. What a great movie. I have always enjoyed Shin Godzilla. Are we almost done with the super chats? I'm not even sure. There were 20, so I'm not sure if we're gonna. Oh, here we go. We're through them now. Perfect. I mean,
at Rogue Rebel 66 super chatted $1.99. Love Helliverse. Was wondering when you do this.
Yeah, no. Helliverse has some really interesting
at Mike
fans.
Manhattan 93 super chatted $2. MCU cast idea Michael Richards as Kitty Pryde rolling on the floor laughing.
That sounds horrible. Please don't do that. I want Kitty Pryde in the X-Men, but not
at user underscore 225 underscore CCC super chatted $1.99. Imagine trying to explain Lily Orchard to Tony Soprano.
Listen, Tony Soprano wouldn't get past the trans part. Let's be honest with. I don't think Tony Soprano would be the most accepting of trans identity. I think he might be a little transphobic, Tony Soprano. Among other things. No, the cinema roll one looks so cute. I love that. Also, Space Godzilla I think is confirmed now to be in Supernova, which I'm excited about. I think it's confirmed basically at this point, right?
At Parapa Power super chatted $9.99. Sorry if unrelated, but just talked to someone about this, and the big monster talk reminded me of it. What's your opinion on JP3 versus Jurassic World? Also, love Shin Godzilla, too. Mothra is the best.
Love Mothra, love Shin Godzilla. That's a great question, though. I'm going to let this play out first.
At DJLOL5
we
super
can a lot of this during the stream, I think.
$2.33. Hail Satan.
I don't know if I'm gonna do that one, but I appreciate the sentiment for the Satanic Panic, apparently. So Jurassic Park 3, Jurassic World. I am one of the guys who actually likes Jurassic Park 3 over Jurassic World. I'm gonna explain to you why. I do think World is good, but I actually don't even think it's my favorite Jurassic World film. I actually like Fallen Kingdom more than the first Jurassic World. And on top of that, what Jurassic Park 3 does so well is it is a raw dinosaur thrill ride. There's no deeper messaging. It's not heavy. It's just dinosaur action from start to finish, and I kind of love that. If I want to, because there's some movies you watch for like the intellectual experience. Jurassic Park is obviously the best Jurassic Park film. It is peak. It is incredible. But Jurassic Park 3 has some great sequences in it. One of my favorite sequences of all time, though, in Jurassic Park 3, it's not a super. This is in the way. It's not a super memorable scene. Oh no, it's very memorable. I love the Pteranodon scene. I think it's one of the best dinosaur sequences in the entire series. And I do like how they kind of do the riverboat ride scene with the Spinosaurus, which is interesting because the Spinosaurus, they actually believe now, was more of an aquatic dinosaur, more in like, not aquatic, but like it would submerge itself in water, like rivers and lakes, or around, I guess in seas sometimes. And that kind of captures that same vibe. It was actually not as commonly seen out of water, they believe currently. But still, really cool set pieces. I love Jurassic Park 3.
At
And so I theaters, too.
DJLOL5 super chatted $5.84. Do you think that Paramount will end up calling off the merger due to them getting scared about paying WB $7 million each day till March 2027?
I think what's more likely is that they're going to lose a lot of money, or they're going to sell off a lot of Warner Brothers to different buyers. It's not impossible that Warner Brothers sells off DC to make the merger happen. That is possible. Which means that the merger will then be very expensive for a small chunk of Warner Brothers. There's a lot of possible ones. Between Game of Thrones, House of the Dragon, and Knights of the Seven Kingdoms, which do you like the most? Of the TV shows, while Game of Thrones has the highest highs, it also has the lowest lows. I think Knights of the Seven Kingdoms, though it's the shortest, is the one I've liked the most consistently. Whereas Game of Thrones, the show, had a great first 4 seasons, with some episodes I have issues with, and then after season 4 went downhill. But it still means we got 4 great seasons. So it feels unfair to say Knights is better, because there's just more good for the original. House of the Dragon is kind of a non-factor in this discussion, in my opinion, if I'm being honest with you. Am I going to see Coyote versus Acme? I'm going to try. I want to see it. After all it went through, I want to see that movie a lot. It looks incredible. It looks like it's going to be a great time. I would like to see... the problem with Warner Brothers being separated from its assets will then mean that it's going to go to the highest bidder, basically. Which is what kind of happened with MGM, where chunks of it was sold around and chopped up. And now there's like 3 or 4 different companies with the MGM entities attached to it, including Warner Brothers, interesting enough, because Ted Turner bought a bunch of the MGM back catalog to make Turner Classic Movies originally. All right, take care. Have a good one. All right, so let's... I'm going to mute the music now. Okay, so obviously you all are here for a reason. And it's not simply to experience the furthest regions of experience. No, what I'm going to do instead... Oops, super chat.
At Rogue Rebel 66 super chatted $1.99. Coyote Vey Acme forever.
Here we go. Okay. What I want to do... Oh, by the way, in the chat, I have a link to a Ko-fi page. I recommend you donate a little bit to that fund. It's someone in need. It goes a long way. A little money goes a long way. Okay. Let's talk about Taylor Alesia. Some of you guys might remember Taylor from an older video I did that was actually pretty successful, discussing K-pop Demon Hunters and The Little Mermaid. Taylor is... to put it mildly, kind of insane. I think she's crazy. I genuinely think she's out of her mind. She is also possibly a grifter. She is not stable. She believes that mermaids and sirens and the Greek gods exist and are agents of Satan. And Taylor has a lot of opinions on various films as well, which is where the intersection comes in here. I know. She believes that witches are an active threat to Christian life. She believes that all of Hollywood wants to drag you into a satanic cabal. Her language with cabal. I know it's an anti-Semitic conspiracy, but that's how she sees it. She thinks that Jews are also Satan worshippers, apparently, which is concerning, considering I don't know what she understands is what Jesus was. She is the picture of the insane conservative. And because and apparently Charlie Kirk is a bold Christian, apparently. Anyway, getting to it right now.
At DJLOL5 super chatted $2.33, giving Margaret White a run for her money.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, it's very Carrie infused.
At user_225_CCC super chatted $1.99. She looks kinda cute. I'll take one for the team.
Okay. Good luck with that one. She thinks that Labubus are demonic, and according to chat, that 6'7" is voodoo. Jesus Christ. And that Christians shouldn't wear bikinis, apparently. Anyway. Oh, super chat. Come in.
At Ermanita Rules super chatted $4.99. Oh, God. I remember Taylor from when she was dating Tanner Fox back in the day.
Okay, 1 second. I'll be right back. Just heard a sound. I want to make sure he's okay. Right back. Hey, everything good? Okay. Sorry about that. Sorry about that. We're fine. We're fine. Everything's fine. All right. Cool. Awesome. Just heard a concerning sound from downstairs. We'll make sure everything was all right. Yes, she does think that Christianity is the only true religion, and everyone else is a deceiver, apparently. Anyway. No, she's not a troll. She's totally serious. She believes this. Anyway. Yeah, no. My son's been not feeling so great the last couple of days, so he's been having some. Every so often, usually he's pretty okay, but the last couple of days he's been it's a shame. He's not feeling so great. Anyway, I was gonna put this into a video actually originally, but then I'm like, I don't want to watch this. I don't want to edit this. I don't want to edit this at all. Let's talk right now. This starts with a few of her videos, and we're starting off with the 10 movies Christians should never watch. You're not allowed to watch them. Ever. For any reason.
At user_225_CCC super chatted $1.99. Long as she also believes in missionary, I'm down.
Yeah. Jesus Christ. She does like missionaries of a different kind. Not that kind, though. So, the video is titled, the first one that we're watching anyway, The 10 Movies Christians Should Never Watch. And on this is Hazbin Hotel. I think she is slightly confused what movies are, but I digress. So, yeah, and Sabrina and Stranger Things are also not movies. They're both TV shows. In fact, the only one I think is I think most of these are not. In fact, Harry Potter's on here twice. So that's going to be fun. Anyway, and there's also one that's underrated Christian movies need to see too. So I think that'd be a good counterbalance. To purge ourselves of sin. Actually, chat, what do you want to watch first? Let's ask chat. I'll let democracy decide. What should we see first? Good Christian movies or evil satanic movies? Chat, I will let democracy decide. Choose for me. I have full faith in your ability to decide accurately what the right course is. And we're going to watch both. It's just because they're both very short. One good thing about her videos is that they're short. So chat, tell me, what should we go to first? The evil satanic movies that Taylor does not want us to watch, or the good Christian movies she does want us to watch? It looks like democracy is deciding quickly. Hail Santa. I love that. Anyway, it looks like you're all very good children today who have decided to choose Satan.
At Lupin the Maelstrom super chatted $5. I'm beyond sick of people like this claiming shame and repression are good and self-love or acceptance are bad. It begets aimlessness and is disgusting.
Well, they want you to feel embarrassed and humiliated in everything you do. Oh, hey, Wave, what's going on? I'm curious if you're going to twist non-Christian movies into being Christian. Oh, Wave. We're not watching this video because I did a video on it previously. This person believes that mermaids are agents of Satan and that water is owned by demons. Yeah. Yeah, no, she's really gonna twist non-Christian movies into being evil Christian films. Yeah. I hope you're ready for this. Yeah, no, she's more of a Passion of the Christ fan than a Last Temptation of Christ fan. And by the way, I want to point this out right now. Last Temptation of Christ, really good movie. Actually fantastic. I love Last Temptation of Christ. Amazing film.
8,677 super chatted $2. Speaking of good Christians. Rip Dolly Parton.
R.I.P. Dolly Parton. As many times as it takes. We're going to keep doing that. Oh, wait, what's going on?
At the Waverunner super chatted $5. Have you seen that movie with the drag queen inspired villain that shows the dangers of transitioning into a human? The Little Mermaid was crazy.
The craziest thing is, she doesn't even bring up the divine connections with Little Mermaid. She doesn't even have a problem with that. I don't think she's aware.
Super chatted $2.02.
Thanks, Wade.
Satan. Stop blaming every bad thing on me.
Yeah, we have to take responsibility for our own sins at some point. Why is it like looking like that?
At Nick Wolf 3,885 super chatted $2. Well, Nestle owns water, so she's not wrong there.
That is true. The true source of evil is owning the water. Anyway, yeah, no, I mean, listen, Ursula is one of the best villains in Disney history. And the fact that the live-action Little Mermaid film did not cast a drag queen as Ursula is why I personally didn't want to watch Little Mermaid. Not because of the Ariel casting. It's because of the Ursula casting. Though, I guess, Okay, looks like we want to watch the evil films that Christians are not supposed to watch. Tusk. I'm sorry. Tisk. Best villain is Judge Claude Frollo. I would agree that Frollo is the most terrifying villain and the most complex. My favorite Disney villain, though, is still Jafar. I love Jafar. I think Jafar is a great balance of all the fun villain traits, but also the complex traits. Also, he's right. Jafar is completely correct. He should have... the Sultan should not lead Agrabah at all. It's like, yeah, let's let the dementia Sultan run things. Anyway. Okay. See, even her intro is terrifying. I don't trust people who don't have any color in their rooms. Gotta have a little bit of color in your room.
At Parapa Power super chatted $4.99. Can't wait to hear how my favorite Christian cartoon, Hazbin Hotel, is somehow satanic. I'll surely be shocked at such a revelation from this woman.
Surely. Okay, oops, we check me in?
At Lupin the Maelstrom super chatted $2. You're right, I'd rather watch Kevin Smith's Tusk.
You know, I'm not gonna lie, I'm not a big fan of Tusk. I didn't love Tusk. I thought it was gonna be more gnarly. You know? Like, everyone's hyping up Tusk to be this, like, deeply disturbing movie. And you go there and you're like, well, okay. You got your jerk-ass podcaster who shows up, gets kidnapped, has his legs cut off. The legs are turned into walrus tusks. It's the body horror human centipede parody. But, like, so much of it, like, it's just boring, you know? And honestly, like, I honestly think that Tusk was the movie that told me, yeah, I think we're done. I think we've had enough of Johnny Depp for a decade. Like, Tusk is like, you know what? Johnny Depp, go away. This is before I heard about the Amber Heard stuff, before all of that. I'm like, you know what? I think we're good. I think we're good. And you think, oh, well, Alice in Wonderland, that should be the one. And that was also like a sign when I'm getting a little tired of Johnny Depp's shtick, but like, Tusk was the movie where I'm like, yeah, I don't want to hear him again.
At David Deister 4,145 super chatted $5. Who are your favorite and hated characters from Hazbin Hotel and Helluva Boss?
Oh, I love
Dogma
Vox.
is the best Kevin Smith film.
I love Vox. I'm not... Okay, and Dogma is the best Kevin Smith film. Agreed. No, Vox is the best guy. I mean, listen, Vox... Listen, y'all, listen. Vox Hazbin Hotel. Let me show you why I love Vox so much. It's purely, for very superficial reasons. Look, I'm just saying. I just like I like the guy's vibe, is what I'm saying. He just has a good aesthetic to him. I don't know. He seems like a guy I can trust. I don't know why. Something about him looks familiar to me. I don't know what. Anyway, all joking aside, I'm going to pause supers for a bit, though I will put them back on like we do with a lot of the reactions, just so we can get through without being interrupted every 5 seconds, because I know all you all have thoughts. Don't hesitate to post your thoughts. We will get to them. I'll try to pause regularly so we can listen to them as we go. But just remember, whatever you think, you think. Okay, I'll let this one go. I'm pausing after this one.
At Barney Nedward super chatted $2. My favorite Disney villain is Pete from Mickey.
Pete is underrated, I think. I like Pete, but I feel like over time he's become like kind of overlooked. He's slept on a bit. He's a bit slept on, I feel like. Anyway, back to this. Or starting this.
In our last video, I recommended some movies that I felt grew me closer to Jesus, but in this video, I want to talk about movies that can actually draw us further from Jesus. And if you're a Christian and have found yourself saying it's just a movie and have found yourself with a very relaxed view when it comes to the things that you watch, I pray that with this video, you come to the conclusion that it's almost never just a movie. We are living in a time where actors are very outspoken.
What the fuck is with your hair? That's gotta be a wig, right? Like, come on, man. What is with that wig? What is with that wig? Okay, so because you all didn't want to watch the first part where we're talking about the good Christian movies, we're being pulled away from God because of film. Why is he wearing that wig? Right? Like, why is he wearing it? I'm sorry, this is the clip you chose. What? This has to be trolling. He has to be trolling us, right? Fucking Christ. Freaking War Machine over here with his... Oh my god. Anyway, so because we didn't embrace Christ with her previous film, we're now being dragged into the horror of Satan through cinema. And I gotta say, I'm concerned for us. I want to know, what is it, Taylor? What do we have to watch out for to avoid being dragged into Satan's wrath? Well, I hope you tell us, because I need to know. I'll let one super chat go, because I know there's a big one that was sent. I don't want to have to wait too long.
At Eustace Giwo super chatted $10. TBT the fate of WB. Paramount merger depends on when the AI bubble bursts.
Yep.
If it bursts before the court challenges end, that's a wrap. Larry Ellison won't be able to bankroll it or anything else.
Well, I wouldn't even say the AI bubble collectively. I'm going to pause supers again. I would say specifically when Daddy Ellison's company goes under. Because the AI bubble can still keep... Well, first off, the AI bubble's already burst. A lot of companies that were early in the game have lost their momentum. They're losing value. They're not turning a profit. They overinvested in expensive software. And because of that, other people have gotten to the party and are currently advancing that whole thing. So that's going to undermine all of that all that development that they've spent trying to sell the idea of AI to everyone, because they're not making a profit. And so a lot of companies are going to lose steam or completely go under as we know it. Microsoft, Google, they're already divesting from AI. So the Ellison family's wealth is going to be far less significant as we go. But they still have billions afterwards. And the fact that their stock is worth junk is not good. No. So let's go back to Iron Man 1 Rhodey here with his terrible wig and keep moving.
about the fact that they channel demons to help perform roles.
A lot of people sit up there and do impersonations of other folks, you know, instead of allowing that spirit, you know, but I sit up and I'll pray for a little bit, go in a dark place, go in the bathroom, turn off the lights, look in the mirror. We'll have the light on at first, and then after 1 minute, turn the light off, and, you know, and search until you see your own glow, your own aura. And then you watch it change.
Wow.
And it's a scary thing because you'll feel like some hands are on you, and you lose a little bit of control of what you're doing. But, you know, if you stay with it, you know, you'll be inhabited by something, and then you walk out, and the character's with you, and you got to know how to say goodbye to it.
On top of the fact,
okay, okay, Terrence Howard. Okay, so what Terrence Howard in his bizarre wig was saying is that to get into character, he goes into a dark room and imagines himself shifting into another person. That's a method. I don't know if it's effective. It's also not summoning demons to inhabit your body to perform a role, which is apparently what Taylor Alesia thinks, is that actors summon demons into their spirits to act. She genuinely believes the point of that scene was apparently Taylor thinks that Terrence Howard summons demons to act. Well, evidently those demons did not help him secure the role of Rhodey after Iron Man 1. So I guess those demons ain't worth shit. Apparently. Those demons ain't that good if they couldn't keep the Iron Man role for him. Yeah, it's like just one actor. So because one actor one time said that he meditates before filming, that means all actors use demons to act. Okay. Also, no. So you have to understand, I see in chat they're asking, why is it not believable you're summoning good spirits from heaven? People like Taylor don't believe in good spirits. They believe in all spirits that you summon are evil. Yeah, Don Cheadle's demons were stronger. Yeah, Don Cheadle's like, these demons ain't worth shit. Oh, I love it. Okay. Let's I'll let a couple super chats play real quick. This is funny as hell. I'm gonna love this.
At user_225_CCC super chatted $1.99. Actors are outspoken. So was Jesus, you phony bum.
Exactly, yeah. Actors are outspoken. Demons are outspoken. It's all the same.
7721 super chatted $4.99. Speaking of demons, are you gonna watch the 4K re-release of Ken Russell's The Devils?
Oh, hell
Have
yeah.
you ever seen the film before?
I have seen it multiple times. I've never seen it uncut. I'm excited.
At the Waverunner super chatted $5. I feel like Sinners is gonna show up in this video, but it's funny that if they changed the ending at the church, it'd be in the other video.
Oh, 100%. 100%. But what's interesting is this, okay, so this video came out a couple weeks after Sinners. So this video was released around the time Sinners first debuted. Now, I forget which movies are mentioned here, but Sinners could be one of them. I know a couple like Hazbin and apparently Harry Potter on here, and Sabrina based in the thumbnail, but I saw it a while ago. I forget which films are exactly on here. Sinners could be on here. It would make sense. It would be timely. It would be SEO relevant. This video came out around the time Sinners was out, so it would make sense, wouldn't it? Let's go back and pause supers again, and let's take a look.
That real spells are being used in many witchcraft themed shows. We live in a world in opposition to God, and because of that, we have been given discernment by the Holy Spirit for very good reason. So let's practice discernment.
Discernment, like you can discern good and evil. We're living in a world that everyone hates God except for me, and only me, and those who watch me. So just under 1 million people who watch this video. God works in mysterious ways, apparently. Okay, so let's see how human creativity is the work of Satan in this video. Also, real spells in witchcraft movies. Do you think that what real spells? What are you talking about? How do you define real spells? Like, what are you talking about? Anyway.
Together today and dive in and check out some movies and some shows that Christians should be staying very far away from. Let's dive in. Okay, let's knock out about 5 movies and shows all in one shot.
Wait. 10 movies and you're knocking out 5 right now? Yeah, that's a quick top 10. Imagine if you Watch Mojo and it went like, okay, 1 through 5 right now. Let's go. Damn. Yeah, no. This is great. 5 and 1. That's a great way of doing attention span speed running real quick. Let's take a look at this. Yeah, I see people in chat casting real spells. Listen, if you cast Magic Missile on the darkness, you may have to get me the Cheetos.
Because every single movie and show that I have popped up on this.
Okay, every single one of these. Okay, let's take a look. We got, now my face is covering up some of these, so I'll read them out for you. The Craft, the movie The Craft, the television show Supernatural, the 8 Harry Potter movies, the entirety of the Vampire Diaries, which is a TV show, mind you, the television show The Chilling Adventures of Sabrina, and the television show... Wait, that's 6! That's not 5! The TV show Charmed? Hell, forget Christianity fail. This is a basic math fail. And also, Supernatural and The Craft and Charmed and Sabrina and Vampire Diaries are all very different. But she was saying real spells are used in these movies. What real spell is being cast in Harry Potter? What is this? What are we doing here? Also, you'd think that she'd love Harry Potter considering all the turfiness that J.K. Rowling's gone down with. But apparently the turf queen is not enough to dissuade Taylor Alesia from hating on Harry Potter. We're back to old school 90s conservative hatred for magic. This is the kind of stuff I grew up with. People around me all the time when I was a kid was saying Harry Potter would send me to hell. It's great stuff. It's nostalgic for me. It's comfortable. It's like a warm blanket at a cold winter day. Let's let the super chats play real quick.
At Martin Miller B2H super chatted $5. Did you see Critical Drinker's video on Anita Sarkeesian? They always go back to her and say she permanently ruined the gaming industry. Always pathetic.
I didn't see Critical Drinker do that. I'll check that out.
At Martin Miller B2H super chatted
Oh,
$5.
I see. It was a mistake. Okay, thank you.
Did you see Endymion's video on Anita Sarkeesian? People like him always go after her and say she permanently ruined the video game industry. Pathetic.
Yeah, no. I was actually going to do an Anita Sarkeesian video at some point, but I felt like it was going to be just painful to rewatch all the old Sargon of Akkad videos that guys like Big Joel responded to back in the day. Also, I'm pretty sure that The Craft was Wicca, not like Satan. Wicca is different from Satan. That's like neo-paganism. But I guess like Taylor, I keep trying to say Taylor Lorenz. It's Taylor Alesia. I guess Taylor is not really clued into the fact that Wicca is different than Satanism, but I guess she doesn't really care either. So I guess it makes sense.
At Nick Wolf 3885 super chatted $5. I was at my parents' channel surfing and came across Julian McMahon acting opposite of Dokes from Dexter. I learned it was Charmed and went, WTF?
Yeah, that sounds like Charmed. Charmed is nuts. There's a great series on YouTube from back in the day that Obscurus Lupa from the former Channel Awesome team did regarding Charmed, where she went through the entirety of the series and went through by season, how the whole series is just like a clusterfuck. I love it. It's one of my favorite like retrospectives of a TV show. I watched it like when I would listen to it when driving to work back in the day. I thought it was fantastic. Great video series. Still holds up pretty well too as a review. But yeah, anyway. So I have a soft spot for Charmed, but it is ridiculous. Supernatural I like. I think it is goofy as all hell, is the best way of putting it. Of all these, actually, I mean, ignoring Harry Potter, which for obvious reasons I have issues with, these are all decent to fun, even bad in some cases. But I guess she hates witchcraft. Let's take a listen.
Screen right now all have one thing in common, and that is witchcraft. Witchcraft is something that is very normalized in today's day. It's looked over as nothing, it's brushed over as nothing, but it's very obvious that people have understanding that there is a spiritual realm that we have access to. And although it is Hollywood, and although you might say it's just a movie, what is taking place on these sets is very much real. I think for a lot—
Yes, it is real. When Sam and Dean Winchester found fanfiction writers talking about them and then went to super hell. It is true. Apparently, they did send Castiel to super hell when he said he loved... Jesus Christ. That's so stupid. Someone never got to play Lies of a Feather Stiff as a Board. No, she never got to play it. She was upset. She's still mad about it. This is so dumb. So already she's saying that witchcraft is real and omnipresent in society, which is genuinely crazy. Does she real? I want to illustrate what she's talking about and saying is real. I'm going to show you something real quick. So I'm going to just play this real quick. I want to show you what she thinks is really happening on the set of these shows. So this is what she thinks really happens.
Come on, we'll face them together. Do you remember the spare board? The inscription on the back.
Really happening. Let me find another clip of a... This is what she really thinks is happening.
The power of 3 will set us free. The power of 3 will set us free. The power of 3 will set us...
Real witchcraft on set. This is real. Real spells being cast. It's totally how it happens. Demons really do shoot fireballs after blasting. Okay, let me find another one of these. These are funny as hell. This is real. Guys, this is real. This is real, guys. You gotta take this seriously. These are real demons on, on the monitor I'm showing you.
Go away and leave my sight.
What are you doing?
And take with you this endless night.
Real witchcraft, guys. This really happened on set. They really... No, they really did that. That was a real thing. That's totally real. It's totally real. Totally real, guys. There's no CG or effects. That was a real thing. You're laughing. You're laughing, and they conjured a demon just to banish him on screen. The nerve of some of you people. Really. Really heartbreaking that you guys don't appreciate true horror. Some of you guys take this way too seriously. Like, some of you guys like, it's not real, guys. Like, obviously it's not real. You think I'm crazy? No, but she's saying that this is real stuff. She's telling her audience to be scared of this. Jesus Christ. Yeah, no, demonologists really had a lot of work. It's a hard casting call. You have to go to hell and find the right actor for the job. You have to audition. You know, it's tough. Anyway.
A lot of us, when we think or hear about Christians who were never allowed to watch Harry Potter growing up, we can think
oh God,
their
she
parents
was.
are taking things a little bit too extreme. Well, that's at least how I felt. But honestly, after knowing what I know now, truly, those parents were not crazy. Believe it or not.
No, they were. For that reason specifically, they were. Jesus Christ. Oh man, no, she really was the kid who wasn't allowed to play, like, with fucking watch Harry Potter and is still mad about it. This is cope. This is cope. Your parents didn't let you watch Charmed or Buffy as a kid, and you have to justify, like, no, actually my parents were right to not let me watch the goofy show where they stand in a circle and banish demons. Or, turn the guy from The Mummy into a cat. Jesus, that's so sad and pathetic and upsetting. Y'all, listen, you're laughing, but at least I'm laughing. Yeah, this is some cope.
Many practicing witches today were planted the seed of witchcraft through these movies. This is where many of witches admit to first being introduced to dark magic.
My first indoctrination pieces, I guess, to witchcraft, and that was actually Harry Potter.
That's gonna make a lot of people mad.
Harry Potter opened the door to witchcraft in my life. I remember it like yesterday.
I love that. It's like, oh, Harry Potter, yeah, totally. That got me to witchcraft. Like, did it? Did it though? Like, what are you talking about? I guess he found his Hogwarts letter in the mail, I guess. I feel bad making Harry Potter jokes because I don't think that's like the most effective use of my time, but still, it's so ridiculous. No, she's not crazy necessarily. She's listen, you have to understand something here. These are not the ravings of a crazy person. These are the indoctrination techniques of a cult leader. I'm making jokes right now to dismiss what she's saying, but do not let it confuse you. She is not crazy. She is exploiting people who are afraid. Let's take a step back here. It's all fun and games to make fun of someone, but let's actually address what's actually happening here. She's not nuts. She's also nuts, but she's a cult leader. She is using this to reshape your worldview, to manipulate you and let you be afraid of everything but the thing that she wants you to believe, so you keep watching. Do not mistake at any point that she's not crazy, that she's like nuts and absurd. She believes this in theory. But what she's really doing is exploiting vulnerable people who are afraid and are genuinely anxious about life, or isolated, or like sheltered from the world, to get money from them. Do not ever confuse her rambling with anything more than cynical marketing to sell you a product, and that product is a belief system that brings you back for more. She is not all there, but she is also aware that what she's doing will financially benefit her. Because if she genuinely believed what she was saying, she wouldn't be making money off of all this, or having a multi-leveled approach to make money and exploit people around the board. It's all a grift, but it's how much she's bought into it as well as how much she's selling it that matters the most here. Let some super chats play real quick.
At Erminita Rules super chatted $1.99. It's only a movie. It's only a movie.
It's only a movie. It's only a movie. I fucking love Alice House.
At Alexander Despian's Brassard 9109 super chatted $3.61. Allison, Lupa is still doing Charmed stuff.
Oh, hell yeah.
She did the comics. She's doing the reboot. S3 was released earlier this year.
Oh, it was?
Single episode podcasts.
Oh, I gotta watch that. That'd be fun.
At Martin Miller B2H super chatted $10. It's weird that Taylor putting Harry Potter in her video about movies that Christians should never watch, because I think she supports J.K. Rowling's views against trans women.
That's the irony of it, isn't it? Like, she actually undermines her approach because she just hates witches that much.
At Nick Wolf 3885 super chatted $2.
Well, not even turfs.
Tell her Zelda CDI is real. _Jazzy.
That's scary stuff. Zelda CDI is real in her heart.
At Olivia
it's real to her.
Williams _purple _fairy super chatted $14.45. In the late 90s, I was part of a LARP in a park. Some woman with her little girl came to us trying to convince us it was demonic and caused mental illness. I had to explain her the studies showing the opposite.
Yeah, it's a work of imagination and fun ultimately, but people are
At
nuts.
O0 Ojolono,
Well, they're
0
isolated.
super
They don't
chatted
know any better.
$2.02. This sounds like Cartman's church.
It should, because it is. Yes, the CDI is real. I'm sorry, but it can hurt you. Unless you watch my videos and... Anyway, back to this.
Power of voodoo. You do. They're what? My name is the babe.
There's no place like. I want to be a witch.
So wait a second. Does she just like find a bunch of like TikTokers who like magic and stuff, or believe in Wicca, and is arguing that the Craft, Labyrinth, and Harry Potter made them witches? First off, Labyrinth of all these so far is the one I like the most. I love Labyrinth. The Craft, I'm a little more mixed on, I think, but still. Another troll in chat. Gotta look at the live chat here. Who is the troll? Oh, God. Ah, that's stupid. Yeah, buddy, I'm gonna just, bye. Yeah, it's a shame. That's not good. Okay, cool. Back to this. Let's keep going.
There's some things, though, I know for certain. Please throw spilled salt over your left shoulder.
Oh, I love this song. It's such like a fun little
And just
autumn
think
thing.
about that. Watching a movie as a young child and being planted such a seed that grew, that would then lead you to be in your 20s and 30s using witchcraft, all because of a movie. And I know many Christians watching right now are saying, Taylor, I would never turn away from Jesus just because I watched Harry Potter. I'm not going to become a practicing witch because I watched the show Charmed. And to that I say, solid point, because same here. But like the famous saying goes, if something looks like a duck and sounds like a duck and walks like a duck, it is probably a duck. And in this situation, if a movie is filled with things that are an abomination to God, it's probably been influenced by you know who. And something that we all discover.
Okay. I see how it is. You're okay. So her argument is that if there's any magic or witchcraft in there at all, under any circumstance, that means Satan made it. Listen, y'all, you may be laughing about this, but I have an accurate account that proves this is the case. Listen, you're all laughing, all right? But I have proof that what she's saying is true. A documentary I'm going to show you right now.
Dungeons and Dragons. Satan's game. Your children, like it or not, are attracted in their weaker years to the occult, and a game like D&D fuels their imagination and makes them feel special, while drawing them deeper and deeper into the bowels of El Diablo. This afternoon, the Dead Alewives Watchtower invites you to sit in on an actual gaming session. Observe the previously unobservable as a hidden camera takes you to the inner sanctum of Dungeons and Dragons.
Okay, the joke is done. But still, like, that's what she genuinely believes. That's what she's actually saying. Which, of course, leads to the eternally famous line.
Yet. I am, though, if you'd listen. I'm casting Magic Missile.
Why are you casting Magic Missile? There's nothing to attack here.
I'm attacking the darkness.
Beautiful. That's what she genuinely believes is happening. Only, unlike in this, she actually believes that when she casts Magic Missile in the darkness, he's actually casting Magic Missile in the darkness in real life. Oh, Jesus, this is crazy.
Together on this channel a few months ago is that there is legit spells in many of the most popular songs ever released. So it should not be that surprising to you that a show or a movie.
She just casually says, oh, by the way, songs have real spells in them. Yeah, when you listen to David Bowie, really you are being dragged. Really, when you hear about Major Tom, you're actually being dragged into space. Do you see why I love the world of Christian grifters so much? It's so insane and brilliantly intriguing. Some super chats play.
At Martles Brawler super chatted $3.61. Where are my magic powers I was promised from watching Harry Potter as a kid?
Well, the problem is you played too much Final Fantasies. You got the wrong fantasy powers. I'm sorry. Gotta get material for that.
Crimson_Mayhem super
what's going on, Crimson?
$9.99. Ironic, because those same people who condemned Harry Potter as satanic are simping over J.K. Rowling for her transphobia.
Isn't it crazy how that flips around entirely? It is throw away their morals because they want to attack a minority.
$1.99. I tell ya, at Universal, demons all over HP land, fearful face.
In fairness, they are some there because they're exploiting the money they make on Universal to attack trans people in the UK, which then affects the rest of the world's trans community. But that's not entirely, that's a whole other discussion for the day. But that being said, yeah, this is ridiculous. Oh, ooh, cool. Thank you, Olivia Williams Purple Fairy, for being a member for 13 months.
493 super chatted $5. Let's introduce this woman to Ghost. Papa Niall would give her a heart attack.
Can you imagine her watching Ghost? But listening to Ghost, it'd be crazy. Dance, magic dance, put that baby spell. I can't sing David Bowie. Put that baby spell on me. Okay, I can't do David Bowie. I'm sorry. No one's hear my singing voice. It's very off key. Anyway, let's keep going.
Centered around witchcraft includes real spells.
Real spells.
I memorized the spells. I actually did. I memorized what was written in the script because they were.
Wow, why is it
real
muted?
Spells.
Oh, I think what happened was. Oh, no. I think I know what happened. She got copyright claimed for including that, and she had to mute the music. That was what happened.
Rumor that...
Okay, the original crew got a call from Real Witches. Okay, so the original, I'm assuming the original spinoff of the Vampire Diaries. Let's listen.
Production was called by the Real Witches of New Orleans saying you're playing with fire and you got to change up your chants. It's true?
So in season 1, when I was the writer's assistant, I wrote the chants. And I would go online and look up spells. I was like, why not? A woman in New Orleans who was like, I think that you're playing with fire. I think that you're, what are you trying to do? You're putting these spells in everybody's living room all across America. We were cursing everybody to watch the show.
They recreated that movie.
Okay. Hang on a second. So because some person from New Orleans said the spells they looked up were real, that means that they must be real witchcraft and not, bullshit. Oh, by the way, Crimson, they did talk about Labyrinth already. They would talk about Labyrinth. I think she's seen Devil's Advocate. Can you imagine? I don't think she's seen Devil's Advocate. Can you imagine if she watched Constantine or read Constantine the comic, the Hellblazer books? Be nuts. Okay, X-Witch says Hollywood used real witches and had them cast real spells during scenes of the craft. So, X-Witch. So some person on the internet saying this. Okay.
Craft. And they had the witches before they would do a scene to cast spells and to invite the actresses to come into this circle with them while they were releasing spell words over the viewers and over the scene. And they broadcast it and wrote articles like, isn't this amazing? We're getting real and raw with these real witches. And people are playing it in their home and it's entertainment.
That's a nice art.
And Charlene, I always say the first part of entertainment is enter. So be careful what's entering your home.
Every time.
Okay, so some random person there. Let me ask a question here.
That's a nice argument, Senator. Why don't you back it up with a source?
My source is that I made it the fuck up.
I'm gonna have to have that again.
That's.
I'm gonna have to play that a few more times with this video. I'm just keep it over here. I'm just keep it here. I might come back a few times.
It seems that someone tries to make a film about witchcraft. Because they try to market it, they have to distort it to make it into something either evil or silly. And it is something that is very, very sacred.
Ruza was really into it. She's very much Wiccan, you know, and so she really had a certain understanding of it. I think probably that even though I was into all that stuff, I think she had a really deep understanding of it.
I know on the set when I would come by, she'd be reading from the Kabbalah. She was living it.
It's strange to hear this coming from me because I used to believe that you're born, you live, you die. That's it. But I have witnessed things that have proven different.
And again, this should not be
Okay, so because one actress is Wiccan who was in the craft means that the entirety of the movie is satanic. Which is interesting because Wicca does not believe in Satan, as far as I understand. They believe in, like, they're nature worshippers. They're neo-pagans. They believe in, like, the goddesses and all that, right? Which is, even then, this is a person who was not religious, who was an atheist, who became Wiccan. That is not the same as being drawn in by Satan, who, by the way, is not a part of Wiccan cosmology. Does she think Obsession actually happened? I would not be surprised. I'm sure she's done a video on Obsession. She's capitalizing on every trend that comes by. Yeah, it's nature worship. Wicca is neo-paganism, which is worship of nature. It's worship of the spirits of nature. It's not worshiping demons. If you understand different religions and different cosmologies and different perspectives on reality, you understand that Satanism is different than Wiccanism. They're both called witches in theory, but whereas witches in the Catholic sense, or the Christian sense, okay, so here's a little bit of an educational system for you all about witches. The modern conception of witches actually does not date back to the Bible. It dates back to the medieval era. There was a book written, not a biblical text, but another one. There are two books actually written. One was Malleus Maleficarum, which was a guide to witchcraft that was used. It's one of the most dangerous books in history because the book was used to justify the mass murder of countless women and countless men who were deemed to be witches and werewolves. However, the follow-up to all that, that was even worse, well, just as worse, was I think a discovery of witches, which was written, I believe, by a man now, I think it was Matthew Hopkins was his real name. I'm going off memory, so I might be misremembering this. But his title was more famous, which is to say he was the Witchfinder General, a solicitor who turned witch hunter, who would go from city to city, town to town, and say, your crops are failing, you're having trouble with a disease, there's an unaccounted for pregnancy, that means a witch is in town, and I can find the witch for you if you listen to me. And I'm going to go and I'm going to do these horrible experiments on the various women in town. We're going to look for moles. We're going to scorch them. We're going to throw them with rocks on their feet into water. And we're going to, a solicitor, not inquisitor. No, a solicitor, like a lawyer, like a precursor to a lawyer. We're gonna tie rocks to their feet and drop them in water. If they rise to the surface, they're witches. If they drown, they weren't. And he would go around and charge people money. Lots and lots of money to find witches. And when he found witches, they'd hang them or burn them. The Witchfinder General, I think, is one of the worst grifters in history. One of the most foul people in history, I think. They actually had a good movie about the Witchfinder General, too. That's very loosely based on his life, where Vincent Price plays the guy. Again, loose with history, not exactly accurate to what happened with the real Witchfinder General, who actually died comfortably at an old age. But The Discovery of Witches, the book that he wrote, was then later published in America and is accountable for inspiring the Salem witch trials, which is a horrifying thought that the Salem witch trials was first inspired by a British grifter. Yeah. The Witchfinder General. Yes, this is the same person who made the K-pop Demon Hunters video. Let some super chats play because a bunch came in.
At Virginie super chatted $5. Hi, just wanted to let you know found you last week and I've binged like 15 of your videos since then.
Oh, I'm so glad. I hope
I
you
found you. Also, I love Hazbin Stan Alistair.
There you go. Thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed what you saw. I'm curious about which ones you like the most,
At
honestly.
Lotus Queen 38 super chatted $10.
Or dislike the most.
I'm a practicing witch and I'm just watching this video like, that's not how any of this works.
Oh, this must be
I'm
pissing.
crying.
This has got to be pissing you off. I'm so sorry.
At Olivia _
This has
Williams
gotta be pissing you
_
off.
purple _ fairy super chatted $3.61. Malice Maleficarium was deeply misogynistic book.
Deeply.
I tried to read it, it's horrible.
It's actually very hard to read that book. It's painful because it hurts.
At Lupin
knowing
the
what was done
Maelstrom
with it.
super chatted $2. Reminds me of the judge from Blood Meridian.
Oh, what, Judge Holden, right? Yeah, no, I hear you. I hear you. No. It's very much
At
like
Eustace Giwo super chatted $10.
Though
no,
more
tell
hands
this
off.
lady that there are literal blood magic rituals involving birds in the First Testament of the Bible. Were partially worked into voodoo and hoodoo.
Exactly. Well, that's the thing they don't listen to. The Bible has a lot of witchcraft in it, which is not condemned in the text of the book, which is interesting, I think. You're sorry as you laughing. Somewhat. Judge Holden, yeah, he's a monster. Judge Holden's one of the scariest villains in literature. I do think that the Blood Meridian fan base sometimes misses the point of the book, which is collectively how violence desensitizes people and allows you to accept more horrible things to happen. But damn, if Blood Meridian's not an intense fucking book. I do think in terms of the scariest villains, though, I think characters like Am might be more frightening. But anyway, yeah, no. So let's get back to this. Let's see what she has to say.
Surprising. I think it was only 2 months ago that I shared in a video something my dad shared with me, which is that Hollywood is named after the holly wood that was used in witchcraft. So the core and center and the root of Hollywood, the fruit.
Hollywood was named because the person who bought the land thought holly plants were pretty. That is literally why it's named that. And it has nothing to do with the film industry. It was called Hollywood long before that because the eccentric person who bought the land liked holly plants. Also, the holly tree is not used in Druidic magic. That was mistletoe. Mistletoe was used in Druidic witchcraft, supposedly, allegedly, which is not what holly was used for. Holly is not a particularly major plant. She's sharing boomer memes from Facebook and acting as though it's real. Also, the reason the movie industry is in Hollywood has nothing to do with witchcraft, but all to do with New Jersey's most famous citizen, Thomas Edison. Because Thomas Edison charged a rental fee on all the inventions he made that he took patents for producing film, and he would charge extreme prices for it. And every filmmaker was like, we're going as humanly far away from Edison as possible. We're going to California. That's why. Because Edison was a greedy bastard. That's why.
Of Hollywood is witchcraft. And if you are a Christian who reads their Bible, it doesn't take long to see the fruit of the Harry Potter movies. An entire generation was introduced to witchcraft through these movies. Okay, let's move on to...
Wait, no, explain that one. Where's the fruit of the labor that anyone... Okay, so first off, Taylor, the fruit of the labor of kids who grew up with Harry Potter, a common experience is that they grew up and then read better books than Harry Potter. And then many of them got upset with J.K. Rowling because she's a transphobe who uses her wealth to attack trans people. That is the legacy of those books for the kids who grew up with them. Most did not become practicing witches. In fact, in your various examples of all the people who said that they became witches because of movies, they referenced The Craft, which is directly tied to Wicca. You discussed The Labyrinth, which doesn't have witches in the movie. There's no witches in Labyrinth, it's goblins. Did you notice that? There's no witches in Labyrinth, it's goblins. You referenced, hell, I don't know why you mentioned fucking Supernatural. Supernatural never came up once in your discussion. That's demon hunting. You should like that movie, that show. They're BFFs with an angel guy. Jesus Christ. Okay. Let's some super chats playing.
At Martin Miller B2H super chatted $5. In the end, this video means nothing because most Christians will still watch the 10 movies in the video.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, most Christians don't believe in this shit. They don't believe witches are out to get them.
At Parapa Power super chatted $9.99. My mom would hear Aled about the witch hunting grift and say, well, it's in the past, why bring it up now? She also says the same about Native Americans. Needless to say, I'm not close with her.
Jesus Christ! The Native Americans, and there are people who still exist. Jesus Christ. Hell, okay. Okay, that is, Jesus! Hell, I don't even know how to respond to that one. Jesus Christ. The Native Americans are in the past. I'm sure Krim would love to hear that one. Jesus. Is she not aware that people, that the cultures still exist? That they're still around? Hell, the indigenous people in Canada were being executed during her lifetime, probably. In all the various schools they were sent off to. Jesus. This is well as Star Giant production saying Native Americans are different species. I gotta go back to Star Giant, because there's some videos that y'all have uncovered that are batshit from Star Giant. A different species. That is God, the racism runs deep with these people. It's insane. Jesus Christ. Oh, man. Okay, let me let the super chat play and then we'll move on.
At GamerNinja24 super chatted $5. And, you don't understand the complexity of her argument. Magic equals Satan, not Christian equals Satan. Stay woke, brothers and sisters.
There you go.
A movie like The Deliverance. If your algorithm looks anything like mine, I'm sure you were met with a video or two about how Christians should not watch this movie. And maybe a few months later,
The Deliverance? Like the not Deliverance from the 70s, right?
You were also met with videos regarding Christians not
Long
watching
Legs?
the movie Long Legs. And to that,
Long Legs? The movie where the devil's the bad guy? What? Hang on a second, Taylor. Listen. Even though I think you're being insane, I get, at least from your perspective, that The Craft, which shows witches as a good thing sometimes, might be against your worldview. Longlegs is saying that the devil and his agents need to be stopped because they're hurting people. What? Like Longlegs is on your team. It's saying that the devil's bad. Like that devil worshippers are out there trying to get you. You would think that would be your greatest recruitment tool. Because you're saying, oh, hey, they are devil worshippers. They are out to get you. Worship God and you'll be safe. You would think that's like on your side. This isn't antithetical to your religion. That's like that you're attacking your teammates. You're attacking things, promoting your cosmology. What? Okay, let me see what you're talking with long legs. Okay.
I thank my brothers and sisters in Christ for making videos on that, because that is the whole reason I actually didn't watch these movies. And with that, I would like to make a confession to you all that something I really, really struggle with is turning away from horror movies. Horror
tell me more.
Used to be my favorite genre, so I can't tell you how difficult it is for me to not watch them. And even after all the videos I've watched as a Christian, I found myself in the movie theater going to see this movie called Talk to Me back in 2022.
Talk to Me?
And when this
Okay. This is getting a little sad now. Now it's like, okay, I love horror films, but as a Christian, I can't watch them. And your argument is that you watch Talk to Me, which, by the way, Talk to Me, I'm going to recommend this one. Talk to Me is an incredible horror film. Talk to Me, a lot of people, I know I've talked about Obsession a lot in the channel and said how much I love Obsession, and I do. But for me, the best movie made by a YouTuber is still Talk to Me. Talk to Me is a bleak horror film. Talk to Me is a movie that is so disturbing, so upsetting, so impactful, and genuinely so horrific. There are moments in Talk to Me that are only for mere seconds, but the implications of those scenes are so deeply haunting, they linger with you. Like so a lot of people, for example, one that comes to mind, if you saw Obsession, you know that there is that scene in Obsession where Bear calls the One Wish Willow company, and they're like, "Oh, do you want to talk?" And of course, Curry Parker playing the guy on the line goes, "Oh, do you want to talk to Nikki?" And he plays this sound of Nikki shrieking with all this demonic howling behind her, and it's like, "Oh, you want to talk to her? Here she is." And the implication there is that she's in some sort of horrible hellscape while her body is being piloted by this wish entity. Well, what if you saw what Nikki was going through? That is 2 seconds in Talk to Me. There's a 2-second scene, basically, very brief, where a person is possessed, and you briefly see where the spirit of that person is. And it is one of the most deeply disturbing visuals. That's only for a few seconds. You get a brief snippet of it. And just a vision of unending suffering in a way that's beyond your, it paints a canvas through brushstrokes rather than portraits. You get a mere simple couple of seconds. And that really is bleak. Talk to Me is one of those great horror films because it makes you miserable. It is actually horrifying. Yeah, no, I'm enticing you to watch Talk to Me. This is a movie that has, and also Bring Her Back. I'm going to recommend Bring Her Back, which is the director's other, and again, YouTubers, making this movie. Talk to Me is great. Bring Her Back's incredible. I thought Bring Her Back was also incredible. Not as good as Talk to Me, I think, but it's a close competition. They're both really good. Yeah, no, absolutely great stuff.
This movie started to get going just about 30 minutes in, I instantly knew that I shouldn't be watching this movie, but I didn't come alone, and I have a very people-pleaser personality that I wrestle with as well. So I was like, all right, we're sticking it out. And I cannot tell you enough, I wish I didn't watch this movie because it stayed with me. I felt like it never left me. I still feel like it is stuck in my subconscious mind. It's actually the last horror movie that I officially watched because of that reason.
What does that mean, officially watched? Did you unofficially watch some too? Now, that being said, though, Talk to Me is a deeply disturbing horror film. It is great. I think it is incredible. My spouse and I, we both saw it, and I look at my spouse, and she's looking at me, and we're going this is some disturbing shit. But it's a great movie, and it does stick with you. But if you're a horror fan, that's what you're going to see. You want that. You want something that horrifies you. The entire point of a horror film is that it's horrifying. And Talk to Me is one of the rare films that is genuinely horrifying. And it is scary. But, like, you watch it because you want that feeling of terror, of genuine existential terror. If you're not that disturbed... You know what one of my favorite horror films is? Oh, two of them? Two of my all-time favorite... Aside from The Exorcist, which I've said 100 times I love, is my all-time favorite films. Two of my favorite horror films are Lake Mungo and Jacob's Ladder. And I love them for the same reason. They are deeply, deeply disturbing horror films that they stick with you in your soul, basically. They hurt you. These are films that hurt. And it's great. It's absolutely great. These are films that they stab you in the heart because of what they show you. They show you things that twist your perspectives and make you reevaluate the world in ways that are so amazing. They are some of the greatest horror films ever made, not because they make you jump or they're necessarily shocking, but because they impact you. That's what I mean when I say that's what a good horror film should be. I need to know thoughts on funny games. Can you imagine? I'm not a big funny games fan. I thought it was all right, but I didn't love it. But some people get really affected by that one. Anyway, let's let some super chats play real quick. I love horror. I'm so excited for Halloween. I'm going to talk about some many horror films.
At user_225_CCC super chatted $1.99. If a witch obsessed over me, I'd take her on a date.
Yeah. Honestly, yeah, go for it. It'd be fun.
At GamerNinja24 super chatted $5.
Just don't break up with them.
First rule of Christianity, never mention Satan. Second rule of Christianity, never mention Satan.
I would say the first rule is always mention Satan in Christianity. That's what they always talk about.
At user_225_
Oh, that's a good pause,
super
isn't it?
chatted $4.99. Real talk. The Christians who watch her videos most likely do so in lieu of reading the Bible themselves.
Mm-hmm.
That makes her a false teacher and a heretic.
Yep, and you're catching on to why I think she's a grifter.
At GamerNinja24
knew the whole time.
super chatted $2. I wonder how she feels about heretic.
Oh man, I want to pick her brain about that. I think she might mention Heretic in this video, if I remember correctly. Heretic's a good one. You all see Heretic? That's a good horror film.
This was like no horror movie that I ever watched. I grew up with all of these ones that I have popped up on.
Okay, what'd you grow up with? The Exorcist, The Exorcism of Emily Rose, Final Destination, The Ring, and One Missed Call, the American remake of One Missed Call. Well, I mean, I guess it makes sense. The writer for the American remake of One Missed Call does work for the Daily Wire and PragerU, so there you go. That being said, though, I think 3 of these films are really good. I've said multiple times, The Exorcist is one of my all-time favorite films. I love The Exorcist. The Ring, great movie. I like the Japanese one slightly more, but they're both excellent. Final Destination, really good. Exorcism of Emily Rose, I think it's competently made. It's very slow-paced. I think the message of it is horrible. I do like, in general, that director's films, but I think that the message of the film condones the Catholic Church, which is connected to the real-life exorcism of Annalise Mitchell, which, if you know that story, you know how the deviations of the story in that it's not great. However, the American remake of One Missed Call, by the way, the original Japanese film, great horror film. It's made by Takashi Miike, who did Audition and Ichi the Killer and Gozu, and oddly enough, the Ace Attorney live-action film, too. He did like 100 films. He's great. The original Japanese movie is great. The remake is a steaming pile of dog shit and completely shows why Americans cannot do remakes of Japanese films unless they understand the unique horror present in those Japanese films. The only one that could have been just as bad is if you showed like Pulse, the remake of Cairo. Pulse is another one of those. The original Japanese film is another existential nightmare. there's a video that argues a scene from the Japanese movie original is one of the greatest jump scares, horror scenes in history, and I agree with it. It's up there for me. Anyway, back to this. So she had mostly exorcism movies and like popcorn horror films. Okay. Let's keep going.
On the screen, but the levels to extreme that these horror movies are getting to now are actually really scary. I mean, this whole movie was about inviting and letting demons come into you. Not to mention that there was a whole scene that mocked Christianity, that had a Christian come in the room and invited spirits to come inside of him. And it was really a confusing and disturbing scene. And again, I wish I hadn't seen that movie. But
You realize that that's bad, though, right? Like, it's presented as a bad thing that they do that. The movie is about how you shouldn't do that. Wouldn't you want to see a movie that says, hey, don't invite spirits into your body? That's bad, actually. Like, how can you watch that and walk away going, yeah, the movie promoted letting demons into your body? No, it's the exact opposite. There you go. That's how it works. That's how it works. Oh, we have another spammer in chat. Bye. Anyway, so that being said, let's look at these right here. On screen, we have the movie Tarot, Smile, Longlegs, The Black Phone, and The Deliverance. Now, I haven't seen Deliverance, so I can't speak to that one. Tarot is not good. In fact, it's pretty bad. It's a dumb movie. Longlegs is it's a police procedural about hunting Satan worshippers who use magic spells to cause murders. Okay. The Black Phone, it's about a child murderer who is stopped by the spirits of the children he killed. Again, made by the same director as Exorcism of Emily Rose, and is pretty Christian in its hierarchy. Smile, it's about a curse, about the cycles of pain and horror. And Deliverance I haven't seen. I think Smile is okay. Filmed in New Jersey, so I gotta give it props for that. But I think Smile 2 is a lot better. Does anyone else feel that way? I think I liked the first Smile. I loved Smile 2. Smile 2 was great. Longlegs I thought was all right. Actually, of all these films, I think, honestly, do you know what my favorite of these films is? It's Black Phone. I think Black Phone's actually pretty underrated. I think for a time it was overexposed, and I think people kind of shied away from it. I like Black Phone. And you know what? Even more of a hot take, Black Phone 2, pretty good. I like Black Phone 2. It's pretty fun. Black Phone 2 wasn't bad. I enjoyed it. I think it was goofy. I kind of went in like expecting like a goofy slasher, and I got a goofy slasher. It was fun. It was also, maybe I'm also biased, it was the first movie I saw in a theater after my son was born. It was like my first date night after my son was born. So I kind of have more nostalgia for that reason. And I really want a Nightmare on Elm Street movie. So it was kind of that, you know? And it has some good sequences. I love how they have those scenes in the Black Phone 1 and 2 where it's shot like a sketchy like camcorder, right? You know what I'm talking about? The dream sequences. There is, I know he's a Christian. He's a very big Christian. I'm drawing a blank on his name though, which it's annoying me. He did, of course, he did Black Phone. He did Exorcism of Emily Rose, Doctor Strange. He did Hellraiser 5. Oddly enough, he did Sinister. He is on record for discussing how his Christianity actually influences his filmmaking, which I think Scott Derrickson. Thank you. I think it's a really important element for horror films. You have to be a believer to make your audience believe it. The writer of The Exorcist, William Peter Blatty, he is also a Christian. Well, was a Christian. He's dead now. And his true belief in Christianity is what I think anchors the story of The Exorcist so well. Because if you didn't buy into what you're presenting on screen, you can't really present it as effective. And Blatty would go on to direct Exorcist 3, which is the only Exorcist sequel I think is really good. And the fact he's a believer, like a true, genuine believer in Christianity, I think allows it to be really scary, I think personally. Anyway, I'm going to run to the bathroom real quick. I'll be right back. In the meanwhile, chat, I want to ask you a question. Do you think horror movies can make you more religious? Do you think horror films can make you more religious? The answer when I come back. Until then, let's play some little sound right here. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. I know. Long pull, long break. We're back. I know. If any of you commented, is this the I Hate Everything music? You'd be correct, sir. Okay, back to the poll. How'd you guys do? Let's let this, okay, end poll. Cool. So about half of you feel it does. Now, what's interesting is, statistically, horror films have been used as a religious recruitment method. Admissions into attendance at Catholic churches increased massively following the release of William Peter Blatty's The Exorcist. Many Christians argued that the movie scared people back into churches, which I think is not too surprising. Let's let some super chats play real quick, if any have come up since then.
At Parapa Power super chatted $4.99. My mom would believe all the BS from this woman, no question. Could never admit to her that I'm bi, she'd definitely hound me about forever.
I'm so sorry. That's awful. But still, here you're here, and we accept you.
At Parapa Power super chatted $1.99. Sorry about trauma dumping in chat. Here's extra $2.
Don't even worry about it. You're more than welcome to.
At Lupin the Maelstrom super chatted $5. Still need to see Black Phone, but what keeps it alive for me is We Are Not Alive's constant tongue-in-cheek reverence towards the grabber.
We Are Not Alive. I gotta get those guys back on here. I love those. I love all the We Are Not Alive folks. They're great. They're all cool as hell. I love them. The grabber is such an interesting villain. I think. I think the grabber is a cool villain. And I like how he's come back in different ways. I think Ethan Hawke is underrated as a horror actor specifically. Scott Derrickson keeps having him in the movies. I'm like, hey, keep having him. We'll keep watching him. Anyway, back to this.
None of these movies are any different, and I never thought I'd be the one to say Christians should not watch horror movies, but knowing what I know now, and also just growing with Jesus, the closer you get to Jesus, the more you just don't want to watch this content. I understand that in some of these movies, light overcomes darkness. The power of the cross defeats the demons. I get it, but it's not just a movie, and you're gonna see in a second that what goes on behind the scenes of these movies is very spiritual, and it is a very spiritual process in just making a movie alone. So let's talk about the movie Sinners.
If you asked, is she gonna mention Sinners in this video? You are correct! Accept your prize! Let's see what she says about Sinners. Because I think you all know it's gonna be... Now, chat, gonna ask you a question. Let's ask chat what she's gonna be... What about Sinners is she gonna hate? Will it be option 1, the use of hoodoo in the film? The scene where different songs throughout history. So the scene where they travel through history. They show, how do I explain this? The music scene that breaks time. Or the opposition to Christianity. Or option 4, the Klan shootout. No, actually no. Or option 4, the Klan shootout. Which is it? Which of the 4 options do you think she's going to take issue with? I am leaning towards the use of hoodoo personally, but I digress. And yes, it is hoodoo in the movie, not voodoo. They're often confused for the one another in media, but hoodoo is what is being used specifically in Sinners. And we all know all of the above is what she's going to be opposed to. You got to find out which one she's the most mad about. All of the above is the coward's way out, and you know it. Okay, let's find out.
I want to use this as an example for you to see how spiritual it is behind the scenes.
So we just found out there was real witchcraft being done on the set of the movie Sinners. The Nigerian British actress Wunmi Mosaku, she played the actress named Annie in the movie, who was also doing witchcraft. Here's what you guys didn't know. She actually had real hoodoo priestess on set.
Hoodoo is a real practice, and we have...
If you guess the hoodoo that you do, you would be correct. I see some of you all trying to get that last minute. Now, here's the fun trivia question for all of you. Which religion is hoodoo based on? In part. It's a complicated thing. Hoodoo's history is complicated. What religion is hoodoo based on? That's right. It is based partially on a mix between African traditional beliefs and Christianity. So, hoodoo is a combination of Catholic and traditional African belief systems. It is a mix, is an intercrossing of the two, meaning she is being mad that Catholic beliefs were in a movie. Now, you're probably wondering, what part of it that she has an issue with? Well, it's probably the traditional folk religion that was being from Africa. Hoodoo is technically a branch of Christianity due to its cross-pollination between Abrahamic religion and folk religions of Africa and spiritualism. You might be thinking, why is she trying to ignore the Christian origins that in part inspired hoodoo? Because she doesn't understand what hoodoo is. A hoodoo priestess is a practical integration of Christian rituals and African folk religion. There you go. Because it's foreign to her, she thinks it's racist.
Had a hoodoo consultant, and I spoke to hoodoo priestesses. You know, so it is very much grounded and real and practiced.
Key aspects include root work.
Okay, so this guy does not understand hoodoo, but is arguing it's magic. Hell, right there, it says it incorporates African traditional spiritualities, Christianity, and spiritualism. So she's mad that the religion is it's a traditional spiritual practice. It's not considered, they are believed to be folk magic, which is the same as saying a prayer. Listen, you know an example of folk magic? Saying a prayer to St. Anthony to find something. That's folk magic, technically. And like she's citing TikToks about this topic,
which involves using plants and herbs, and in conjure, which involves communicating with spirits. In other words, talking to their ancestors. And that's what Christians will go in to say that they are actually talking to demons. Guys, there's
what? Okay, buddy. Catholics pray to dead people all the time. What the fuck are you talking about?
only one spirit that needs to be inside of your temple, and that is the Holy Spirit.
Which will lead us into our next video discussion, our next video, which is something we've talked about a little bit on this channel, but I really needed to include it in this video.
So wait a second, you have no actual thoughts in your head. You just cited someone else describing it, inaccurately, I might add. And you're acting like that's enough. Is that correct?
A little bit, because this is very much going on, and this really shows you how spiritual the movie making process is and how it is not just a movie. The actors that are in the movie know very well that it's not just a movie. Again, we've talked about it a little bit on this channel before, and it's something that many...
What are you actually saying at this point? So here's the thing, she's saying it's not just a movie. It's real. They're involved in it. I'm like, well, involved in what? What are they involved in? The problem is that she's saying a lot, but she's not giving a lot of examples that she herself can cite. She's citing other people that say it for her. Hey, what's going on, Dan? What's going on? Editor Dan in the comments. Give a applause to Dan for his recent work on the men hating women online video. That was fantastic. Thanks a lot, Dan. Give everyone in chat, give Dan an applause, by the way. Do the whole like 07 salute thing. That'd be awesome. If everyone in chat does that, it'd be so cool. Deserves it for his hard work at the channel. But yeah, it's a fun topic, I agree. Yeah, and Dan's currently working on a video very similar to it's kind of a derivative of this topic as well, so we'll get to that soon. There you go, that's what I'm talking about.
Music artists do, which is that they invite spirits to help them perform. It's so important to know that many actors are doing the same thing. Terrence Howard, who I was actually a very big fan of, has been very open about the fact that he does this. Along with Taraji Henson, my Empire fans definitely know who I'm talking about with these two people, but both of these people do this, and so many others, you guys. Your mind is gonna be blown, because mine was too. I thought it was just these two people. I was wrong, and this is very much going on behind the scenes of so many movies. Okay, let's move on. And my boys...
Okay, a response to editing choice, that's a shame. Your editing choices are fantastic, man. But no, so Terrence Howard with his bad wig, that's represents actors as a collective whole. Okay. There's no way she watched Empire. Yeah, I don't believe she watches it either. I have full belief she's a... Look, you have to realize she's a grifter. She's lying to you. Of course she watches Empire. Some super chats play real quick.
At Lupin the Maelstrom super chatted $2.
1 + 1 equals 6,
I
6,
vote
6.
how MB Jordan talks to a woman.
I know.
Smirk.
That really is what she's most upset by. That he has a good relationship with a woman in that
At
movie.
Eustace Giwo super chatted $2.
2 actually.
Could anyone be less equipped to interpret sinners?
No. A Klansman might be.
At Lotus Queen 38 super chatted $5. Correction. Hoodoo is more Southern Baptist. I'm originally from SC. Haitian and New Orleans voodoo is more Catholic.
That's fair. That's a fair point. Okay, thank you for that. That's a good clarification.
At the guy
Appreciate
493 super chatted $2. Remember, these people don't like Catholics either.
That's right. They think Catholics are fake Christians, which is ironic because their belief system derives from Catholicism. That is very true. Okay. Jared's Howard, but not Jared Leto. Yeah, apparently Jared Leto's not satanic enough for the Christians, apparently. Maybe an Irish dancing vampire. There we
Just
go.
give me 2 seconds here because you probably don't watch this show, but you probably know a girl or two that watches it because it is a very famous show. It's been a very influential show.
Hang on. So, does she think her audience is primarily male? Interesting.
And it's actually a show that me, as a Christian, embarrassingly enough, have been watching for the last 3 years. A lot of confessions in this video, but you know what? We all wrestle behind the scenes. And as somebody...
She is really, struggling to talk about the things she's excited. It's actually kind of getting sad because she's clearly wants to talk about the things that she's happy about. But in actuality, all it's really doing is exposing her for being a hypocrite. Because she condemns others for watching media that is not, that's different than what she believes in. And she's already arguing that what she watches is apparently wrong to sit through. But apparently every girl watches this show. It's very popular with women. I'm not sure what it is. Let's find out.
Who loves movies. It's an area of weakness for me. It's an area that I am always actively trying to make better choices in. And the show that I want to talk about really quickly is Bridgerton.
Wait, what? Bridgerton? Bridgerton? I'm sorry, Okay, first off, not a movie. There've been very few movies in this list about movies. Bridgerton? What? What's anti-religious about Bridgerton? Oh. 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 Mind you, I watched this a while ago and I forgot about all half of these because I was writing for a script I was going to do a few months ago, and Dan has the script, so he knows what I'm talking about. But there's a video coming out that's kind of related to this topic. Oh. No. Yeah, no, the Wave Runners... Wave, you're right. I think it's going to be historical accuracy. That's what it's going to be. I think it's going to be... Okay. You know what I think it's going to be? It's going to be either the race-changing stuff, or it's going to be vanity, because one of the characters in Bridgerton is... I think they're going to do some fat-shaming stuff, I think. Or... It promotes homosexuality. One of the three. It's the race stuff, it's shaming women for their appearances, or it's gay. It's going to be one of those three, if not all three. I'm calling it now. Because I can't think of a single other thing this woman would have an objection to.
literally have watched every season of this show as a full-blown Bible reading Christian, so I know I'm not alone. It wasn't until this specific season that I accepted the fact that I cannot watch this show anymore. Truly, the acting and just the whole production is fabulously done, but there is no ignoring the fact that this show is full of everything the Lord hates. Gossip, driven by sexual desires, unnatural sexual desires, and so much more.
Oh, yep, there we go. There we go. It was option 3. It was option 3, guys. It was the gay. Unnatural sexual desires. She has an issue with the fact that gay people exist. Unnatural. Oh, she is loathsome. Utterly loathsome. Unnatural sexual desires. What a piece of work. And just you wait. We still haven't gotten to Hazbin Hotel yet. Oh, I wish this water was wine. Is there someone in chat who can turn this water into wine? Is that blasphemous to ask? I'm not sure.
You're probably saying, Taylor, how as a Christian are you watching that type of stuff? A show like Bridgerton honestly was skipping over those scenes. But even though I'm skipping over—
You had to skip over the lovemaking scenes? Oh, you're made of weak sauce.
the stuff I shouldn't be watching, it doesn't change the fruit of the show. So yeah, my ladies watching, do not watch this show. Do not pollute your mind with this garbage, which leads us to the—
Don't pollute your mind with the garbage that gay people exist and you can gossip and have sex. If you have sex, you will die. What's the line from friggin' Mean Girls? Like, don't have sex. If you have sex, you'll get pregnant and die. Who wants some rubbers? But she did watch. She did. There's like multiple things she's admitting she's watched. But she's telling other Christians, you can't watch this thing I saw.
fruit of Stranger Things. We see a
Stranger
constant theme
Things?
of making light of evil forces. What's an abomination to God is good. It features characters who explore unnatural sexual—
Again with the gay what? Jesus, she's really exposing her entire homophobia right here. It's like, what's unnatural is good. It has a gay character in the 80s. Jesus. Imagine being this terrified of, like, gay people existing that you have to make half the entire... Mind you, the witchcraft stuff was the start of the video. So apparently the magic stuff, that's like, oh, we'll get that out of the way. It's obvious. But the gay stuff, that's the really dangerous things. What is wrong with her?
Identities, and also creates a distorted view of God by making it seem like there is no God. Almost as if Eleven, a character with psychic abilities, is seen as the show's closest equivalent to a divine or supernatural force. You might think this is a stretch, and that's fine because
it is a stretch. What the fuck are you talking about? How does the show at any point indicate there's no God? It deals with alternate realities. If you believe in Christianity, you believe that God made everything, which means God made all this stuff. What are you talking about? What? This is a stretch beyond all stretches.
we're all at different stages of our walk with Jesus. Just pray about it, use discernment. I just want to make this video to encourage you to be careful what you watch. And
so what she's saying is, hey, listen, I'm going to make up shit about this show and then say gay people exist, which means you can't watch as a Christian. And that means I'm going to isolate you from any messages that contradict my worldview, so you keep listening to me, your authority. And by the way, all your actors who you watch are secretly summoning demons. Take my word for it. Terrence Howard with his ridiculous wig told me so. Let's let some super chats come in.
At O0Ojolono00 super chatted $2.02. God doesn't hate LGBTQ+.
Agreed.
God doesn't hate anyone.
No, yeah, 100%. 100%.
At user_225_CCC super chatted $1.99. She lives in fear of sin.
Completely.
That's anti-Christianity.
And hell, she thinks everything not like her is sin, while ignoring what she
At
does.
Rogue Rebel 66 super chatted $4.99. I did know this guy who had a philosopher's stone who could turn water to wine, but he got eaten.
That's a shame about that guy. Father!
At Kyle Huckins 213 super chatted $5. Is she Temu Melanie Mac or is Mel Temu Taylor Alesia?
Melanie Mac was never even a fraction as successful as Taylor Alesia is. Melanie Mac, how big is Melanie Mac's channel right now? Or which one is it anyway? Melanie Mac, her YouTube channel, her gaming channel. Melanie Mac has slightly more than half of Taylor Alesia's subscriber count. Melanie Mac's most popular video has almost 100,000 views less than the video we're watching right now, which has about almost 500,000 views. I want to emphasize this to you. Even though you think it's cringe, even though you think it is stupid, I think it's stupid and cringe. People actually listen to this. People actually believe this. Oh yeah, Stigmata. She can't stand that movie. I liked Stigmata. I thought it was pretty good. Patricia Arquette, another horror film after Nightmare on Elm Street 3. But no, you gotta realize, people believe this. They believe it. It seems wild to us who have either a more controlled relationship with fanaticism of belief or no relationship to that, non-believers. She believes this and her audience believes this, but she also knows enough that what she's saying is manipulative. She's saying, don't listen to sources that contradict my worldview because you might be swayed differently. Here we go.
To ask God. God is very involved with the things that I am choosing to sit in front of a television and stare at for an hour and a half, as he should be, because we are basically meditating on something that we're watching. Okay, I want to close this out with an animated show that I personally did not know about until I went to research for this video. And you might be saying, when I go to show you this show, how could Christians possibly be watching this show? Yet studying for this video, I saw many Christians asking other Christians if they should be watching this show. Still, you might be saying, how could a Christian watch this show? Guys, we are all at different stages of our walk with Jesus. I don't want to even tell you what I was watching my first year walking with Jesus. That's why we all need to help each other.
She has to build it up.
Steak, but someone else, they might still be on formula and they need you to help them. But this show is called The Hazbin Hotel. And to say that this show did not take the world by storm would be a lie, because just the pilot alone on YouTube of this show has 116 million views. 116 million, you guys. And unfortunately, some of those people are Christians, and that might be you watching. Maybe you struggle to not watch Hazbin Hotel, and I checked it out, so I understand the appeal.
I love that. Like, listen, I know you can't handle it. It's bad, it's evil, it's Satan. I watched it. Oh God, I love it. It's such hypocrisy. Because here's the thing. The hypocrisy is so clear. She's telling her audience not to watch these shows, but at the same time, she's watching these shows, and she's only talking about it and putting it on her thumbnail because she knows her audience also watches these shows. The hypocrisy is hilarious. She can't possibly talk about these shows without also watching these shows, and she can't sell her product unless her audience is also watching these shows. And takes advantage of the anxieties they have about religion to capitalize on it and to draw people away from anything that might force them to question their beliefs in the fanatic version of Christianity that Taylor so readily espouses. But let's see what she has to say. Chat, what do you think she's the most upset about with Hazbin Hotel? Let's ask that question again. What is she most upset about with Hazbin Hotel? Is it A, that it's about hell? B, that it's gay? Or option C, we're only going to do 3 to make it a little easier on you all, so you don't have a 4-way tie. Is it the idea that sinners can be redeemed? No, the idea that sinners can get better. Did that fit? No, can get good. Okay, I'm trying to phrase it in a way that fits in the character limitations. Cool. Let's watch. Let's see what you all say. I'll let some super chats play real quick.
At user_225_CCC super chatted $1.99. Thoughts on Ind Navarrete casting as Rogue?
I think she's going to be good. I think she's going to be excellent in the role. I don't get the whole people being upset about it.
Vivo super chatted $5. How can Christians watch Hazbin Hotel? Thinking face, they remember that it's just a show and relax. Relieved face.
You should really just relax. Mystery Science Theater 3000.
At user_225_CCC super chatted $4.99. And it came to pass, after that Jesus was received up into heaven, that he pointed toward Taylor Alesia, and said unto God, yeah, Dad, this ain't it.
Basically, yeah, right? I love it. I love it. Apparently hate watching is a thing that, yeah, exactly. Sinners can't be redeemed in that world. Yeah, I know, right? I think it might be, if I remember correctly, it might be all of the above, but we'll find out. All right, gonna end poll right now. Let's take a look what you all say. Ranking at the bottom is that it's about hell, surprisingly. The idea that sinners can't redeemed is option 2. And almost half of you say that it's gay. Yeah, I'm inclined to agree with you in this one.
But at the same time, let's back it up and let's look at the fruit of the show. The warning, it's not good, okay? The show has been...
Hang on 1 second, I'm going to pause super chat.
At Sarajan super chatted $2. Shin Megami Tensei would annihilate her skull.
Can you imagine her playing Shin Megami Tensei or reading Angel Sanctuary? It would melt her brain. It would melt her brain.
Follows the story of our main character, who goes by the name Charlie Morningstar. And being someone who has never watched this show, maybe you haven't watched this show before either, hearing Morningstar, I'm like, okay, so this is definitely biblical. Mind you, I know nothing about this show when I went to go look it up, and I was just looking into this.
Morningstar is not in the Bible. It is a is a concept made after the Bible, referencing the morning star being Lucifer. Which is demonology, which is not in the Bible. You would think that she would know that, considering she's a Christian, but apparently not.
Character alone, and it says species demon. I'm like, okay, what is going on here? And then it says
she did Wikipedia summary of the fucking show. She's looking at the Wikipedia article for Hazbin Hotel and finding that Charlie's a demon. Okay.
Origin, hell, father, Lucifer, mother, Lilith, who created the show. And in the very beginning of the pilot episode, we are met with a pentagram. It didn't take long for me to come to the conclusion that this is the devil's chosen. Like, you know, the Chosen series, this is the devil's chosen. It's the Hazbin Hotel. But yeah, immediately no. Please do not watch the show. It is very obvious that this is rooted in the demonic. This is not a show that the Lord would be pleased with. And a good judgment to help you in the future is, I like to think about if Jesus was sitting right next to me on the couch, would he...
She didn't even watch the fucking show. She saw the show was in hell and then stopped there. She didn't even get to the bisexual shit. We overestimated her. We thought she was made of stronger stuff to at least get into the episode. She Google searched it. And that was it. Anyway.
Be wanting to watch or being okay with watching what I have on the screen right now. But I pray you guys love this video. I'm really excited for our next one because it's actually...
No, that's it. No, she's it. That's all she watched. I watched the first episode. I watched 5 seconds of it. And read a Wikipedia article. That's the episode. However, I did promise you a part 2, didn't I? Anyway, let's let Super Chats play real quick. As we scroll down to...
At user_225_CCC super chatted $1.99. Imagine her trying to watch Evangelion.
Oh God, can you imagine?
At Olivia_Williams_purple_fairy super chatted $5.05. Morning star is actually a term used in the Bible to describe 2 mortal kings, a Babylonian one and a Tyre one.
That's a good point. No, you're right. I think what I meant to say was it's not used in the Bible to reference Satan, I should specify. Though in hindsight, it's been used to reference
Rogue Rebel
Lucifer,
66 super chatted $1.99. She would have a seizure at Devil May Cry.
Exactly. She would be nuts with that. Also, R.I.P. Dolly Parton again. No, so what's actually funny about the Bible is that Lucifer and Satan were considered for a very long time to be 2 separate entities. Satan and Lucifer were believed to be 2 different figures in demonology. But over time, thanks in part to Paradise Lost, they became interpreted as one entity. And also, what do you call it? Dante Alighieri's work as well. But yeah, no, R.P. Dolly Parton. Proof that you can be a Christian and a really good person. If anyone has any doubts about that. Okay, so now we're a year later. Over a year later. Taylor has left the beige room that she was once in, and now has accepted darker shades of gray into her background. Let's talk... So let's see. This video is from 2 months ago. Ooh, what's going on here?
At Parapa Power super chatted $4.99. This is definitely going to be my last super chat.
Absolutely
but she
fair.
didn't even talk about Hazbin Hotel.
Yeah.
I wanted to hear pure stupidity. It would have been so funny.
I was hoping she would. It's on the thumbnail. It's on the thumbnail. And she talked about freaking The Craft more and Sinners more. Well, I mean, I'm fine talking about Sinners more than Hazbin Hotel. Sinners is better. Hot take, Sinners is better than Hazbin Hotel by a lot. But yeah. Yes, Dolly Parton just died. I'm this morning. Well, this afternoon, I guess. We found out.
At Venom Wi-Fi T7 super chatted $2.73. I wonder how she would view The Good Place.
I feel like The Good Place is... I think she's mentioned The Good Place at some point. She's mentioned a lot of movies. It's pretty nuts. I am curious if we have time what her favorite Christian films are, though. I want to take a look at that in a second. Actually, let me let you guys decide. Chat, what do you want to talk about now? Do you want to see... Would you rather see... What would you rather see? What would you rather see? Her Hexed comments or her good Christian movies? Which one, chat? I'll let democracy decide. I love democracy. Which is the option? The good Christian movies or Hexed? Oh, wow. Looks like we're really... Okay. Okay, I'll let a few votes come in. God's Not Dead or some Hallmark films. Probably. You ever see that movie Old Fashioned? It was a Pure Flix movie. Just scroll down here to get to the Christian one. Yeah, okay. Let's bet on some good Christian movies. It looks like that's going to win. I think Hexed is less fun than the good Christian movies, too. I do agree. So I am curious what her underrated Christian films are. Yeah, that's going to win. Let's end this one up. Okay, cool. So, wow. God, her room's shining. God, that's bright. That is offensively bright. Jesus. Okay. Super chat's coming on in.
At Eustace Giwo super chatted $5. Luficer isn't even a name or a character in Bible, it's a descriptor meaning shining one used mostly to describe arrogant and foreign kings.
Exactly. That's why Lucifer's conflated with the morning star of God's
At Rogue Rebel 66 super chatted $1.99. Big budget film over small indie cartoon. Give y'all one.
Yeah, no, right? God, no, this is bright. No, why does she... I mean, I guess it's to make her look pure and, like, Christian, but... God, the lack of color contrast is, like, obnoxious. Like, and you can tell it's color corrected to be, like, more saturated whites. Oh, it's obnoxious. That's obnoxious. I don't like it. Okay, this is shorter than the previous one, so it won't be here for super long, thankfully. We can all go to bed before at a reasonable hour. But we are going to watch what she says in hopes that she tells us. Listen, we have subjected ourselves to too much sin. We must redeem ourselves. We must purge the sin from our hearts. And that means accepting the good Lord's suggestion of film recommendations. Let her walk into the Criterion closet and pluck from the branch the fruit that brings us closer to the Lord. May I get an amen in the chat? Okay, I'm going to stop. I'm not going to do the whole rest of the time. That's obnoxious. But that being said, let's see what she says. Maybe she's going to have some good recommendations. You know, maybe it's going to be like, I think... the Gospel according to St. Mark, right? That's what it is, the Gospel according to St. Mark, the Pier Paolo Pasolini one for the sexies that was revolutionary by having actors who look like people playing Jesus. I would love to see that one in chat. I think Last Temptation of Christ, really good movie. Dogma, excellent Christian film. The Exorcist, amazing Christian movie, very good. St. Matthew, thank you, not St. Mark, St. Matthew, I'm so sorry. I would say another good Christian movie, I think personally, would be something like, and you may laugh, It's a Wonderful Life. That's a great... Prince of Egypt, yeah. Jesus Christ Superstar, that's great. Joan of Arc, yeah, the original Joan of Arc's incredible. Kingdom of Heaven Director's Cut, excellent religious film, certainly. I'm trying to think of what else. Prince of Egypt, everyone loves Prince of Egypt. Prince of Egypt's great. Last Temptation is the best Jesus movie, I think. But even The Chosen... I think is a pretty good show. Chosen, I think, is slept on by a lot of secular audiences, but it's actually a pretty good, like legitimately good series. VeggieTales, yeah, VeggieTales is great. Bible Man, no way for Bible Man. Does Blues Brothers count? Yes. Life of Brian, there is no way she would ever talk about Life of Brian. Lucifer, mayhaps. Have you read American Jesus? I have not read American Jesus, but I've heard of it. Bill and Ted met God and Satan. That's also very true. I love Blues Brothers. Blues Brothers is great. What about A Dog's Purpose? Oh God, that one I did not like. Constantine. Yes, yes. I'm pretty sure Taylor Alesia loves Constantine. Especially the Hellblazers comic. Anyway, Chronicles of Narnia might be on there. Actually, Chronicles of Narnia might realistically be on this list. I'm not gonna lie. Anyway, let's just dive in.
Hi, I already feel like there's gonna be so many comments from you guys mad at me that I didn't share your favorite Christian movie in this video, but I didn't want this video to be the most common and well-known Christian movies. I wanted it to be movies that have honestly impacted my faith with Jesus and have helped grow my...
All Dogs Go to Heaven better be on the list, Alesia. Devil's Advocate. I love that. Devil's Advocate I like. I haven't seen it in ages, but I remember really liking that one. It's probably not gonna be on here. Omen, Omen 3 with Sam Neill. How about that one? Event Horizon. If Event Horizon's on here, that'd be hilarious.
My relationship with Jesus, and we know movies and music can be so impactful, but when they are rooted in Jesus, they could be so positively impactful when it comes to our walk with him. So with that being said, let's dive in. All right, so this really isn't listed from least to greatest, but I'm gonna be saving my all-time favorite Christian movie for the last part.
Okay,
of this
we're building
video.
up. We're building
I'm
up.
really curious in the comment section if you guys agree with me, so please let me know. But the first movie...
Okay. The best movie about Jesus is The Last Temptation of Christ. That is the best one. We all agree, right? So guys, if you're betting, you have your poly markets or whatever, we're betting Last Temptation is the number one, right? That's what we got to do. Or Prince of Egypt. I'll accept Prince of Egypt. That's fine too. Devil is literally about redemption. That is also true.
The movie I want to talk about is a movie that I believe is one of the biggest seeds I have ever come across in my 5 years walking with the
Yes, Scorsese is Last Temptation. That's true.
Lord. You can basically buy this movie on DVD and give it to someone who does not believe in Jesus. On top of all of that,
The Devils has to be on this list from 1971. The Assault of Christ scene is obviously one of the most profound religious moments in cinema.
it's a great movie for Christians to learn from to help defend their faith when sharing the gospel with an unbeliever. And that movie is Case for Christ. It follows a true...
Ooh, God. Okay, I have seen this movie. It is bad. Hey, chat. I think this list might be bad. This list might not be good. Okay, Case for Christ. Is that also PureFlix? Let me double check that. Case for Christ. I'm pretty sure I'm pretty sure that is yeah, this isn't good. Okay. Is it PureFlix? It's directed by John Gunn, not James Gunn. Yeah, it's a PureFlix film. Okay, yeah, I thought so. Great. Yeah, it's PureFlix. PureFlix are the guys who did God's Not Dead. It's in that same quality.
Story of an atheist named Lee Strobel. One day, Lee and his pregnant wife, along with their child Allison, are all out to dinner. Allison starts choking on a piece of candy and stops breathing. A nurse ended up being in the restaurant and ran over, saving Allison's life. When they began to thank the nurse told them that this was God. She said that her and her husband had been intending to go to another restaurant, but that Jesus Christ had told her that she needed to be at this restaurant. Lee's wife, Leslie, finds herself attending church and comes to the truth of Jesus. But when she shares her faith with her husband, he shares with her that he views Christianity as a false cult and is appalled that his wife is now a part of it. He argues with her frequently about it and tells her that if she persists as a Christian, their marriage will be at an end.
I'm losing hope for Lee. I'm losing hope for my marriage. Oh, come on now. It's gonna be okay. But I can promise you this. In his time and in his way, God always keeps his promises.
He decides that the best avenue to rescue his wife from Christ is by attacking what he perceives to be the central event of Christianity, the resurrection of Christ. As a journalist, he set out to use his skills to disprove the resurrection.
The crucifixion of Jesus is one of the best attested events in the ancient world.
The crucifixion of Christ is one of the best attested events in the ancient world. Okay, listen. I am Catholic, okay? I believe in Jesus and I believe in all that. it is not one of the most attested events in history when you have the pyramids of Giza there, you know? What do you think is more attested? That Alexander the Great reshaped the ancient world, or, and I'm not talking, I'm being irreverent here because you really got to look at how the events were preserved in the Romans' eyes. Some guy was executed in some backwards desert that the Romans didn't care about all that much at some point in time. What do you think has the bigger historical records that exist of the event itself? The conquest of a great king whose soldiers indeed spread throughout the world and governed entire nations, or the death of a guy in the desert? Really ask yourself, what do you think has more historic, physical, tangible records? To say it's the best attested event in the ancient world is, like, you can believe in everything, but, like, historical records are historical records. Like, this is ridiculous. Okay.
Soldiers thrust their spear between Jesus' ribs. Do you know what came out? Blood and water, which we now know is a description of pericardial effusion as a result of death by asphyxiation. This is not a condition anyone could fake. So to answer your question, yes, it is my medical opinion that Jesus Christ died on that cross.
Such an amazing movie, and such an amazing movie to get an unbeliever to sit down and...
Like, here's the thing. Do I believe Jesus Christ was crucified? Absolutely. I mean, here's the thing. Most religions have a founder, but the Romans didn't keep track of it, you know? And if they did, they kept track on it on pieces of parchment that decayed. Most historical documents do not last 2,000 years physically. They just deteriorate, you know, unless they're retranslated and transcribed and written, you know? So it's just absurdity what they're saying in this movie.
Watch, because there's no way their gears won't be turning. The second movie that I personally believe every Christian should watch is the movie Unplanned. And I was...
Oh, fuck you. That is horrible. Really? Really? That movie? The anti-abortion movie? The fear-mongering movie about Planned Parenthood? That movie? Okay. Let's have a few super chats play.
At Olivia_Williams_purple_fairy super chatted $5.05. Worst investigator ever.
Seriously.
He only talked to conservatives Christians for his books. Not a single skeptic or liberal Christian Lee is a fraud.
Exactly. Yeah. So it's based on a real work of journalism. It's a true story, but he is very slanted.
Prophet super chatted $2. Mr. Zod did a good takedown of this movie.
Oh, yeah. No, exactly. It's a fantastic video. I do recommend it. Mr. Zod does some fantastic work.
At Rogue Rebel 66 super chatted $1.99. Serious pitch. The Shack, good film, has Skillet song.
Shack's not bad. The Shack's not bad. Has a Skillet song. That is also true.
At Lupin the Maelstrom
I don't love it,
super
but it's not
chatted
bad.
$10. Honestly, Godzilla caught M 2019 saying, sometimes the only way to heal our wounds is to make peace with the demons who created them, was the most religious experience I had at the movies, or ever.
You know what? I get that, though. I get that. I would say it's more spiritual in my opinion, but I hear you. That's it's a great line, too. I think King of the Monsters is underrated as far as Godzilla films go. Maybe I'll do a video on just that, because I fucking love King of the Monsters. But yeah, no. Unplanned is an evil, vile film, I think. I don't say it too often. I'm very welcoming of darker media, which has sometimes gotten me in hot water with some people, but I digress. I discuss challenging media a lot. Unplanned is a vile film. It's a disgusting, vile film. Because it was part of an agenda to control women's bodies. on a legal level. It is a disgusting, disgusting film. I rarely get mad at films. Like, even a film that's deplorable in some way, I usually think, oh, some redeeming artistic quality to it that makes me... No, this is pure propaganda, and its impact has caused actual death in real life. Yeah, no, that is disgusting. The metamorphosis slander, yeah, exactly. Yeah, no, mentioning a vile manga one time means I endorse it. Oh man. Anyway, this actually is the thing. Other works I think are exploitative and disgusting. Like Metamorphosis is one example of an exploitative work that is vile. Another example would be the Concrete movie. I mentioned in another video. They're all offensive and disgusting for one reason or another. But you can make the argument there's some artistic value to that. I'm not going to make that argument right now, but you could make the argument, hypothetically. A movie like Unplanned is designed to promote an agenda that causes material, immediate harm to real people. This is a film that is not a discussion of hypotheticals or fiction. This is a film that influenced real life in a way that has not just hurt people, but killed people in this country currently. It's not the only thing in that discussion, but the anti-abortion, anti-choice propaganda helped lead to people losing rights to their physical autonomy, and has resulted in medical horrors that have been affecting people across the country to this day. This is, in my opinion, a vile fucking movie. Yeah, no. Unplanned is disgusting. I'm actually angry now. Okay, let's keep going.
I was even more encouraged to include this movie in this list because I can't tell you guys how many people that aren't believers hate this movie. The spirits and principalities that we...
Because it's killed people. That's why people hate it. This movie has indirectly pushed people to be... It has influenced national policy that has hurt people. Yeah. That's why people hate it. It has nothing to do with belief. It has to do with material harm done to people.
We cannot see, absolutely hate this movie, and it's because it lifts the veil on the truth and the darkness behind abortion. It lifts the veil on just how evil it truly is. Unplanned.
It is vile, disgusting, and misleading. They spread lies about Planned Parenthood, are inaccurate to what actually happens in real Planned Parenthood areas. It is pure fear-mongering and pure lies. None of it's accurate at all.
And follows another true story of a girl who has an abortion 2 times. She ends up walking on her college campus one day and is invited to work for Planned Parenthood. She works her way up in the company and becomes a huge advocate for abortion until one day the dark...
An advocate. That's how you know that it's lying. It's not about advocating for the practice, about the medical procedure. It's talking about the choice of parents to do what they need to with their bodies, with cells.
Darkness is brought into the light.
Is that what I think it is? Afraid so. You mind if we pray over it?
Hey, Abby. Sorry to bother you, but they need an extra person in the back room. Are you free?
Sure.
Lord, we commend the souls of these hundreds of children. In your word, you have promised if my...
You see what I'm getting at with this? This is heinous. In real life, this is not how that happened or ever happens. They present these exploitative visuals meant to cater to an audience who already believes that these places are bad. And as a result, this inspired people to harass workers at Planned Parenthoods across the country. People were actively being targeted by fanatics who were just doing their job, where none of this is what happens. None of this is presented realistically or honestly. It is bad. And yeah, it's goofy and ridiculous and stupid and corny from our perspective, but it caused material harm in real life.
People who are called by my name will humble themselves and pray and seek my face and turn from their wicked ways.
And she sees what has been hidden behind closed doors. And that's really why I just love.
It's not hidden. They openly discuss the process. They have to educate you before you make a choice that's informed on what they're going to do. None of this is secret. None of this is hidden. It's freaking science and cells.
Of exposing darkness on this channel, because I really do believe when we bring what is hidden in the darkness into the light, it makes so many people, especially
you didn't bring anything to the light. You guys made a manufactured story that's not real. That's why people are mad, because you lied about something and put actual people working a job in danger. You put actual mothers in danger. You put people who were pregnant in danger. You put people who were just going there to, like, the Planned Parenthoods to, like, get, like, basic hormone treatment for whatever reason in danger because people would bomb the clinics. Jesus. Disgusting.
Unbelievers start to look at things differently, and I feel like that veil, those blinders that unbelievers have on, starts to be lifted. And that's exactly what happened with Abby Johnson.
No, because it's a fucking deceptive lie you're spreading.
Truly, when we bring what's hidden into the light, people run to Jesus. And not only that, when Abby started to expose the darkness of Planned Parenthood, the devil sent his wolves.
America wants abortion, which is why we exist. So congratulations. You've managed to make an enemy of one of the most powerful organizations on the planet.
The most powerful organization. Planned Parenthoods were consistently underfunded across the country. This is one of the most vulnerable organizations ever. Most powerful organizations ever. These are organizations that barely had the funding to keep their doors open in some cases and were regularly having bomb threats sent to them. And by presenting them as villainous, antagonistic, manipulative monsters, all you're doing is making people who are working a job for the betterment of society the targets of your violence. Just a vile movie.
We can learn a lot from her courage as she goes against Planned Parenthood in court. Planned Parenthood pursued legal action to restrict her speech and disclosure of confidential information. The case ended up being lifted by a court a week later. God is so good, and this is such a great movie to show someone who you maybe know.
Let's look at the real court case if there is one. I don't remember if there was one exactly. 2019 court case. Yeah, okay. That's what I figured. Where is the accuracy of portrayal? Here we go. Okay, here we go. Okay, New York Times has an example. I'm going to read this directly from New York Times review of the film. In that first scene, teased in the trailer and on posters as the moment that changed everything, Abby, played by Batcher, witnesses an ultrasound-guided termination of a pregnancy at 13 weeks. The ultrasound, as depicted on screen, shows a fetus with a discernible head, torso, and limbs frantically squirming away from the doctor's probe, an action Abby later describes as twisting and fighting for his life before being liquefied by suction. If you watch an ultrasound at 13 weeks, there is movement, but no kicking its legs or recoiling. There is no neurological capability for awareness of danger. That part of the brain is simply not there yet. It is deeply. Also, while it may have a visible head and body, fighting for its life is not possible. Most abortions last 3 minutes, not the several minutes as on screen. It is... The film features Planned Parenthood as promoting abortion for the sake of profit. This is not the case. Very dangerous. Known in the United States is significantly safer. Yeah. Oh, and it's also racist, too. Huh. Oh, and the abortion that the real life person is based on that made her want to leave Planned Parenthood was 6 weeks, not 13. So literally everything about it is wrong. The baby wasn't that old. It's what was described can't happen. The race of the mother was changed, and yada, yada, yada. So it's all bullshit. Every element of the core of the story that pitched the film is complete nonsense. Okay. Super chats. Let's have the movie for a second.
At Eustace Giwo super chatted $5. Why can't Christians like this seem to retain their faith in the face of any amount of doubt? Are they so insecure in their faith?
Entirely so.
At Sarajan super chatted $5. The only good thing about Metamorphosis is that the Josuke ending was called canon by the creator.
The only part of Metamorphosis I recommend is the Josuke ending, where it's all just
At
undone by JoJo characters.
Super chatted $9.99.
Love JoJo.
Literally, the 10 Commandments is, "Thou shalt not lie." I guess that notion doesn't apply when those are discriminatory towards others with differing beliefs.
Well, Crimson is for the greater good of stopping women from having autonomy over her body.
At Lucky_Dagger super chatted $5. Person discovers thing they weren't aware of that is easy to learn about with an internet search. OMG, why was this kept secret from me?
Why is this secret being kept from me? It's horrible. Yeah, basically, because it's ridiculous. And also the thing is that the science is completely untrue and the story is completely untrue. Most abortions happen before like the, I think the 10-week mark, I'm pretty sure. Even still, it's the ninth week. 9th week is the most popular. Yeah, exactly.
Anyway. Is contemplating an abortion. Next up, we're going to talk about a movie that encourages and teaches us Christians something we should all have, and that's a prayer closet. I can't express to you.
Is this the War Room movie? Is this going to be War Room? It's all pure flicks bullshit.
Enough that the reason this channel even exists,
it's War
the reason I wake up every day and am able to walk in my calling is because of my prayer closet. When I started.
So, would you say she's in the closet? Be like Carrie's mom. Okay, so is it more like Carrie's mom throwing Carrie in the closet, or is it more like the Trunchbull in Matilda throwing someone in like the chokey? Yeah, she's touching all the Brad Jones. God, all the Brad Jones hits. You're right. Crap, it is all the Brad Jones hits. Fuck.
Praying to God in the secret place, my entire life changed. My faith in Jesus grew. My relationship with Jesus.
She's telling her audience to go in the closet. It's War Room. It's gotta be War Room. It's so obviously War Room.
And miracles started happening. War Room reminds us of the power of prayer and the power of seeking God alone in our rooms with the door shut. That is where He is.
The thief comes only to steal, to kill, and destroy, but I've come that you may have life and have it abundantly. But the Lord is faithful. He will strengthen and protect you from the evil one.
If you don't already do this, please let this video be the encouragement that you need for today to be the day that you begin to do this. I promise.
She's saying to her audience, let today be the day you dive deep into the closet and just stay there. Which, given everything she said so far, tracks with her belief system.
Everything will start to change. Okay, the third to last movie honestly took me by surprise because I went to the theater to see this movie, and within the first 20 to 30 minutes.
Oh yeah, I love the movie with the terrible black husband who steals drugs to make money. Yeah, isn't it crazy how these movies are really actually terrible and immoral? And portray a lot of racist ideas and incorrect ones that spread harmful stereotypes about people who actually exist. And in fact, don't reinforce religious beliefs, but actually reinforce bigotries and biases and misinformation that you use to hurt people. Isn't it crazy that all these do the same thing?
I thought it was just a basic movie that had a little bit of faith sprinkled on top of it.
Isn't it funny how we should pray in private and then start shouting at everyone about her private prayer sessions? Yeah, and films it for the internet so we can all see it. There's nothing, there's a Bible line, I'm pretty sure. Where's the one? I'm trying to see the line. Line about... What's the line? Oh, yes. Here we go. Matthew, chapter 6, verse 5 to 15. And when you pray, do not be like the hypocrites, for they love to pray, standing in the synagogues and on the street corners to be seen by others. Truly I tell you, they have received their reward in full. But when you pray, go into your room, close the door, and pray to your Father, who is unseen. Then your Father, who sees what is done in secret, will reward you. And when you pray, do not keep on babbling like pagans, for they will be heard because of their many words. Do not be like them, for your Father knows what you need before you ask him. And he says the Lord's Prayer. For if you forgive other people when they sin against you, your heavenly Father will also forgive you. But if you do not forgive others their sins, your Father will not forgive your sins. Now it may sound at first, hey, that sounds like what she's talking about, going into a closet and praying quiet. But what's actually being said here is do not loudly tell people that you are praying in private. Do not brag about praying in private. Do not do that because it's not religious. You're not doing it because you believe in God. You're doing it because you want to be seen praying. Also, yes, this passage also condemns the practice of speaking in tongues, a thing that Christians love to do while on camera in a large church surrounded by a paying audience. Old-fashioned. If Old-fashioned is on here, I wouldn't even be shocked. That movie's horrible, too. Again, the Brad Jones collection of religious films.
And we know there are so many of those movies out there, but boy was I wrong. This is one of the best Christian movies I have ever seen. If you have not seen this movie, I am begging you to please rent this movie or watch this movie somewhere. And that movie is The Forge. The Forge tells the story of Isaiah Wright, a 19-year-old who lives for basketball and video games. A year out of high school, he still has no job, no plans, and no idea how to be.
So he's a high school kid taking a break here. Okay.
A man at odds with his single mom, Cynthia.
What is Old-fashioned about? Old-fashioned is a traditional dating movie about the most abusive, toxic relationship where the man is like an old-fashioned kind of guy. What that basically means, he interrogates the girl and like controls everything about her, and it's framed as romantic, that he's a controlling monster. Anyway, this sounds like nothing.
Isaiah is given an ultimatum to step up or move out.
But if you're going to live here, you're going to pay me rent here. But I'm giving you 1 month to find a job.
Feeling the pull from his friends and the push from his mom, Isaiah is hired by More Fitness. He has no idea how the owner will personally impact his life. With the prayers of his mother and unexpected guidance from his new mentor, Isaiah is forced to deal with his past, sacrifice his selfishness, and
do you think that Taylor Alesia loves Tyler Perry movies? I'm getting the vibe she might love Tyler Perry movies and just not admit it. This sounds like a boring fucking movie.
And discover how God might have a greater purpose for his life. There were so many scenes in this movie that honestly broke me. To see a praying mother praying over her son every day, to one day hearing through the walls of her home her son praying in his room. The importance of being surrounded by our brothers and sisters in Christ during this walk.
Father, bless everything that he puts his hand to. I ask you.
This sounds like a very overdramatic storyline about a guy who gets a job at a high school. Like, this seems overdramatic. Also, like, you are 19 years old. You gotta decide what you're gonna do for the rest of your life. Okay.
To protect him from anything that would pull him away from you.
And on
That's so fucking overdramatic and trite. Just, God.
top of all of that, forgiveness, forgiving those that maybe have done the unforgivable. Second to last movie is kind of a collection of movies, and honestly, I know a lot of Christians have seen these movies, but I haven't heard good responses, and I'm kind of shocked by that because I was deeply impacted by these movies when I first became a Christian, so I did want to include that, and that is the series of God's Not Dead.
Yeah, there you
I
go.
love all of them. I know the
Really? You love the God's Not Dead series? I couldn't fucking tell. By the way, fun fact, do you ever look up the court cases that inspired the God's Not Dead movies? Because all of them do not actually support the claims made in the God's Not Dead movies. Yeah, this is like the most basic of answers. The reason people don't like the God's Not Dead movies is because they're full of shit. That's why. They're full of shit. They're lies. They're cotton candy meant to satisfy. They're like the Hallmark Channel equivalent of like fluff. This is like the generic. This is the Friday the 13th of Christian films, because they give you the exact same bullshit every time. It's always dumb. It has a lot of long gaps between things happening. And often the conclusions are not nearly as satisfying as you think they will be, but they satisfy your feelings going in. Also, it was inspired by a viral chain email, or at least inspired a viral chain email. And also, very importantly, was based on court cases that were inaccurate and weren't even tangibly connected to the cases that the film implied they were. The only thing it did allow us to do is learn that Kevin Sorbo was not a person worth admiring after Hercules, because he's an asshole.
Acting can be a little bit cheesy here and there, but this was one of the first like big production Christian movies that I was able to get my hands on when I first.
This was one of the big production movies. These are low budget films. You never saw fucking Prince of Egypt? You never saw like... There's tons of Christian films. What are you talking about? Help, Tyler Perry, right there. All his films are Christian films. And Dean Cain plays himself an asshole, exactly.
First became a Christian, and I just love
Wait.
What
do you mean when you first became a Christian? Oh, she's born again. That explains everything.
Haven't seen them, you should definitely check them out. Okay, the big reveal. This is my all-time favorite Christian.
All right, right. Y'all, chat. Let's play some bets. You all know what these are. You've all seen these films. What is it going to be? Chat, make some guesses. I'm going to let some super chats play it real quick.
At Nick Wolf 3,885 super chatted $2. Hope she brings up the Christian Mingle movie.
Oh God, it'd be hilarious. Can you imagine?
At Zypher 8,677 super chatted $5. There are plenty of good Christian films. These people don't have to settle for this low-effort slop.
There's tons
No
of...
wonder they all have embraced AI.
Exactly. There's so many good Christian films. We mentioned a bunch already. Unironically, you know another good Christian movie that I think is really good? The Rapture. Very underrated movie. The Rapture is fantastic because it's about how obsessive religious belief alienates you from everyone else around you. It's a great movie. All right, let's see some suggestions here. Some people are guessing. Disappointed. Yeah, there you go. Some Passion of the Christ. That's probably going to be it. Sorbo, Prince of Egypt. I don't think they're going to say that. Left Behind. Yeah, that's probably what it's going to be. That's a big one. Kirk Cameron, Saving Christmas. That's a possibility. Birth of a Nation. Left Behind. Prince of Egypt. Left Behind. Old Fashioned or Fireproof. That's another one too. Old Fashioned is probably very likely. Left Behind seems very likely too. She said she became a Christian like 5 years ago. Okay. Saving Christmas by Kirk Cameron. Sound of Freedom. Passion of the Christ. Pastor Raptor. Velocipaster is the one you're thinking of right there. Avatar, because Drake solely gets reborn like Jesus Christ. Yeah. I think Left Behind seems realistic. I'm not going to lie. Left Behind seems likely. The OG one. Redeeming Love. Okay. Star Wars Holiday Special. Not Christmas Special. That can't be it. It doesn't worship Christ. Saving Christmas is so bad it might not make it, I don't think. Left Behind seems likely. Hacksaw Ridge could be it. Medea Goes to Jail. I wish. Anyway, back to this. Let's find out.
Movie, and honestly, I don't think a lot of you guys have seen this movie because every Christian that I have shared this movie with had no idea what I was talking about. They were looking at me like I had two heads. Listen to me right now. If you have not seen this movie, this is what you are doing tonight. Cancel your plans. You are sitting down, you're watching this movie, and then come back here and please tell me what you think, because what an unbelievable movie The Sound of Hope is. Donna is one of...
Okay, Angel Studios. Never heard of this one. That is a deep cut. I'll give her that. That's a deep cut.
18 children, and her mother Martha is the community matriarch.
Yes, the 1991 Rapture. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. It's a good movie, I thought, Rapture. It's disturbing. It's an unpleasant one. And it's not like pro-cult. It's actually anti-cult.
In every sense of the word. When Martha passes suddenly after a heart attack, her death shoves Donna into depression and despair. Crying out to the Lord in the woods near her home one day, she sees children playing nearby, and God speaks to her in that moment. It's strange how he speaks, she narrates, without words, but you know. And what does she know? That her journey out of grief involves adopting needy children.
I want to love like Mama did.
Adoption? How we gonna do this with all we got already going on?
Soon, she and her sister Diane meet with Susan Ramsey, a social worker who coordinates the area's foster care placement. It's not too long before Diane adopts 2 needy children. Donna soon does the same, knowing that her reluctant husband will eventually get on board, and he does in a very big way.
Our arms around the most vulnerable, then what do we add? Noise! And the children can't take the noise anymore.
The Martins adopt 3 children themselves, including a deeply troubled teen named Terry, who tests every bit of their dedication to loving her.
We want the ones that nobody else wants.
I don't want to be here.
And then...
Now, chat, let me ask you a question. I just looked this up. What do you think the ethnicity of director Joshua Weigel is? What do you all think? Joshua Weigel, the director, what do you think his ethnicity is? Do you think this is a black man telling stories about black families for a black audience? Or, and this is a crazy thought here, do you think this is a white man who's making movies for black audiences to persuade them to a certain demographic that makes them more likely to vote for a certain white political party against their interests? Now, if you guessed it is a white man directing these movies, multiple movies about black families, you would be correct, actually. This is the guy. According to a quick search on IMDb, this is his IMDb page. This is the guy making this movie. Now listen, I'm not saying that you can't make a good movie about black families if you're a white director. After all, Steven Spielberg made The Color Purple, which is an amazing movie and is about black people. However, it does seem a little strange that Angel Studios has a white director making trying to branch out to black audiences for their film, starring a bunch of black actors, and it's I don't know, something about that just strikes me as a little manipulative. I don't know. Something about that seems off to me.
And that dedication begins to snowball. Diane and Donna are joined by other families, the loving members of the Martins Church. 22 families in all ultimately adopt 77 children. This movie is the ultimate, just wait, God is doing something even in our lowest moments, in our deepest despair, when we cannot see the light in the tragedy that we are experiencing. God is doing something beautiful through the...
This is the same studio that brought us the Animal Farm movie, The Sound of Freedom, and most recently, Young Washington. I would argue that and I didn't mention, I regret I didn't mention this in my lesbian space princess video. I'd say Animal Farm and Young Washington rank as 2 of the worst movies of 2026. Angel Studios is heinous. Should have stopped at 6-7 children. Yeah, you're right.
Lost life of 177 would be saved. I love movies about Jesus, and I really pray that you...
Where was Jesus in any of these movies? Jesus wasn't mentioned once. You didn't include a single movie about Jesus. You could have done Jesus of Nazareth. You could have done Jesus Christ the movie, one of the most widely watched films of all time. You could have done The Passion of the Christ. You could have done Jesus Christ Superstar. You could have done The Gospel According to St. Matthew. You could have done The Greatest Story Ever Told. You could have done Ben-Hur. You could have done Ben-Hur. You could have also done Ben-Hur. Those are 3 different Ben-Hurs right there. You could have chosen any of those. You could have chosen The Chosen, the Angel Studio production that actually left Angel Studios because they believed that Angel Studios was actually causing more problems for their production than helping them. And they went independent. You could have done numerous videos. Hell, I'm kind of shocked you didn't go with Rock, It's Your Decision, considering they do all the things you did. Hell, I'm half surprised you didn't do Left Behind, quite frankly. Could have done Bruce Almighty, yeah.
Heard a movie today that you haven't seen, so
or The Last Temptation of Christ, which is the best one of all of them.
it gives you something to watch tonight or this weekend with your family. And ultimately, I pray that it helps build your faith. I honestly felt like these were faith-building movies.
Rock, It's Your Decision's a certified hood classic. Yeah, it's accurate. That's accurate. I've seen that multiple times. Rock, It's Your Decision. Because I've edited clips from it so many times. I just flipped through the whole movie. It's all free on YouTube. It is peak Christo-fascism. Do you want to watch a little bit of Rock, It's Your Decision? Chat, do you want to see a little bit of Rock, It's Your Decision? Type 1 in chat if you want to see a little bit of Rock, It's Your Decision.
At Eustace Giwo super chatted $2. Why do these Christians never talk about fragility?
Never. Never. Oh god, the Cinema Snob episode
At
showed up.
Lupin the Maelstrom super chatted $2. Tom Hanks as Tom Parker. He's white.
He's white? He's white?
At Gamer Ninja 24 super chatted $5. It's the Green Book special. Act now, and I'll throw in by any means.
It really is the Green Book special. Jesus Christ.
At user_225_CCC super chatted $1.99. No word on how any of these films shaped her faith.
Well, it's chicken soup for the soul. It's like Touched by an Angel. It doesn't actually change anything about your belief system.
At O0Ojolono00 super chatted $5.05. Quokka's Wildlife is the only good piece of media that came from Angel Studios.
Yeah.
At least, the only one I can think of.
I think The Chosen is pretty solid, honestly. But that was also in spite of Angel Studios, not because of it. Okay, I'm going to play a little bit of Rock, It's Your Decision for you all. I don't get copyright struck, but I'm going to play a little bit of it so you have a sense that they've always been this way.
Brother Owen suggested that I share with all of you what I found out. So here I am.
So concept, this guy's a rock fan. His pastor tells him to go 2 weeks without listening to rock music. And here's his conclusion. Chosen's a show, not a film.
I want you to think about these questions I'm going to ask. How many of you plan to leave church tonight to go out and get drunk? How many of you are going to go out and shoot up with some heroin or smoke a joint? How many of you guys and girls are going to leave the service tonight and...
That guy's a champion. that guy knows what he wants. How many guys gonna do some crack? Raise his hand. The Chosen show's about Jesus Christ, basically. Okay, let me just skip ahead a little bit here.
Moving with it, and all my problems are gone. But what about the spiritual part of me? Aren't we supposed to pray and give our burdens to Jesus Christ? Are we supposed to just turn up the volume on our stereos a little louder and forget about it all? I know sometimes when Mom and Dad, when they would try to talk to me, I'd just tune them out by turning up my music. Haven't you done the same thing? Pretty soon I couldn't hear anything at all. Now, so
Skipping
were
ahead
you.
here.
Also, do you like to sing along with the radio?
Yeah, here we go.
I did a survey out at the mall. 4 out of 5 of the teenagers I talked to said that the lyrics weren't important as long as the music was pretty good.
Those people have bad taste.
I don't know about you guys, but whenever I hear a good beat, I just start singing right along without even really caring or thinking about what I'm saying. But aren't we supposed to have the mind of Christ? What are the main themes of rock music? When I went through my own record collection, I was shocked. Isn't sex a major theme? And the occult too? And what about the lifestyles of the popular groups and artists? Some are admitted homosexuals. Others brag about how many people they've had sex with.
Does this all sound, like, familiar? I feel like I've heard all these words before said somewhere else. Recently, in fact. And by the way, this is 80s Satanic Panic. This is made 82. The same bullshit is being said today. Nothing has changed. And then we go on a little bit more.
Times past, that they which do such things shall not inherit the kingdom of God. Most of these things are a part of rock music, aren't they? And we fill our minds up with these things that God hates. How can we ever expect to please God? I've got a few of my own, and later on the words go on. I've been searching for the daughter of the devil himself. I've been searching for an angel in white. I've been looking for a woman who's a little of both. I can feel her, but she's nowhere in sight.
Exactly. It's the same bullshit every time. Anyway,
At Lupin the Maelstrom
yeah, that's all I'm
super
gonna play.
chatted $5. I genuinely don't think I could watch this,
It's
even
painful.
ironically.
It's painful.
Knowing this kid hollows out his own personality is a hell I wouldn't wish on anyone.
Yeah, basically. The way the movie progresses, he starts off as this normal-ish kid, and because of the indoctrination of his church, becomes a hateful, angry bigot. And that's seen as a positive. You're supposed to identify with the kid and agree with the journey he goes on, but he goes from like being a relatively normal, if sheltered kid, to being like a raving fanatic who pisses off who loses all of his friends, even creeps out his pastor, with how intense his virulent anger and hatred towards anything unlike himself becomes. It's one of those deeply disturbing films, if you really think about it, especially if you think about the implications it's supposed to promote. And with my channel, I've done a lot of discussion of grifters. I've done a lot of discussion about people who exploit media takes to spread false ideas. This is that exact thing. In my opinion, someone like the Critical Drinker who's spreading misinformation about the Odyssey, that's all well and good. You know, it's stupid, but whatever. This is materially dangerous stuff.
At Lotus Queen 38 super chatted $5. And keep in mind, rock originates from Black Americans.
Exactly.
It's racism all the way down.
Exactly, but they sure do love putting black people in all their Christian movies, don't they? They love exploiting the iconography of black people and their music and all of that, but they sure don't like the people, the works that they don't agree with. And they don't like the people who made them. It's a horror story. All of it is a horror story. Yeah, it's depressing. It's a depressing narrative. And unfortunately, this is all very material, you know? Anyway, that's all I got for today. This weekend, if I finish it on time, which I should, I don't think I'll get it done for Friday, but probably a Saturday release or Sunday even. I'm going to have my long gestating, did George R.R. Martin destroy fantasy video? It's going to be a lot of cameos from folks who have been on the channel before. It's going to be a big one. And I'm excited to share it with you once it's all done. That being said, if you haven't seen my video on lesbian space princesses, take a look at it. I'm pretty proud of it. I feel like I've missed a few points here and there. I could have done more to discuss it, but I did it all in like last night. Like I wrote, filmed, and edited all in like 5 hours. So I think for the time I spent on it, I'm pretty proud of how it turned out. But that being said, though, some people have criticized some points of it. You're not wrong. There are some oversights here and there. But I don't disagree with the core of what it's saying. So that's all well and good. And none of them are like load-bearing critiques, so that's all well and good. Anyway, thank you so much for joining us on this descent through hell itself. And if you find a box that is begging for you to solve it, with the chanting of a musical like notes going on, I advise you don't play with it. Don't even open it. You know, some stones don't need to be turned over. Thank you everyone so much. Get to bed, relax, have a good night.